Yep, we're live. Why? I don't know. Just cuz. Why not? Why not? That's what I say. I mean, look, I'm not as talented as Game Dave. I'm not as funny as Game Dave. But this is what I'd be doing anyway. I'd be hanging out with Game Dave. So, welcome to Order 42. I'm Rob, and here we are. We're doing the thing. We're doing the thing. We're doing the thing. And no, we don't have Roy here tonight. And we definitely don't have any sound effects things. But hey, Game Dave should be here. Well, here's the thing. We don't know what's going on. And I don't want to bug him. I don't want to. I do not. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know. I mean, the only thing we have here really is Bucho. We have Bucho showing up every now and then. Like just popping in for no reason. Hey, how's it going? Hey, mate. I can't do a New Zealand accent. I can't do it. So I figured if I'm going to be, completely free, Adam Long over there on the Game Dave Discord said, "Rob, I mean, if you're not going to, why not stream? Why not fire up the stream machine?" And I said, "Okay. Why not?" Like I said, Thursday nights, I usually don't do anything except sit in Game Dave's chat. That's usually what I do. So why not? We're here. What do you guys want to talk about? What's going on? What would you want to discuss? Well, there's going to be some things that I just won't be able to talk about. Like if you want to know about RPGs, I don't know. You want to know about Final Fantasy lore? I don't know. I can't tell you about Final Fantasy lore other than some of Final Fantasy 7 stuff. But hey, we're here and we're doing it. Carbonite, welcome. Cosma, of course, welcome. And Ricky, welcome, you guys. We're just hanging out. I mean, why not? This is, like I said, it's impromptu. There was no plan other than turn everything on and let's do it. So that's what we're doing. I don't even have anything to show you. Like nothing cool's come in. I don't know. I will say thank you to those of you who have who went and checked out my my video today. That review of the fan edit, which I will say this, look, it's the fan edit's not for everybody. Okay? Because it's literally cutting those 2 episodes of Book of Boba Fett up and, doing that thing. So, but I want to say thank you because, for me, it's doing okay. What is it? What is it right now? 5 out of 10. Most of the big YouTubers say that when they do a video, they're shooting for that top 5, which really is just the top 5 performing videos of the last month. So hey, it's top 5, man. But yeah, what else you guys want to talk about? What do you? Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't set up the old browser. So if we want to look at anything, it won't work right now. So let me see if I can fix that real quick. There it is. No, that's not it. That's it. Okay. So it should work. Right? Browser? Yeah, there's I literally took that picture just a couple of minutes ago. So there you go. Johnny Wingate, what up, Rob? Just got my computer back from Apple because the screen was cracked and haven't been able to use it for 3 weeks. Well, I'm glad you got it back. That seems a long time for just a screen repair. Apple's usually pretty good about that. Their turnarounds are usually pretty good. Huh. But good to see you. It's good to see you. And like I said, we're just hanging out. We don't know what's going on with Game Dave. I mean, of course, I hope he's okay. Um, I don't want to bug him in case there is something going on. But I just figured, hey, why not? It's all Adam Long's fault. I wouldn't have done it if it wasn't for Adam Long. It just gave me the idea and made me go, I'm not doing anything anyway. Why not? But my hands are cold. I should do this here so it doesn't look like I'm doing anything else under the table. You know what I mean? Look, it's 8 o'clock and it's evening time, which means might get a little crazy tonight, especially when there's no plan. You know, when there's not a plan, you never know what's going to happen. You know, you just never know, and that's the best thing about live shows is you just never know. You know, you might get. Will this work if I just drag it in?
I will make it legal.
Yeah. You might get that. What do you know? Old Palps made a couple of I guess appearances in my video today. But anyway. How's everybody doing? Let me see here. What can we do here? Let's do this because I heard this was a thing. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Yep. Yep. Look at this. I know there's some people that just won't care. But yeah. $1.93 billion Avatar's made. So you go here and you go to worldwide. There you go. It's number 6. That's crazy. But hey, that's what happens. That's what happens when you make a movie that appeals to at least 50 people. You know what I mean? I'm good watching on TV, but I'm using Adam Long. What's going on, sir? I mean, look, you had to at least make an appearance, right? Did I hear someone mention Palpatine? Palpatine. Not necessarily Pawpaw, but yeah. Yeah. Pawpaw's that guy who just, boy, I just love you kids. Don't want to go into that because that's like, whoa. But watching on TV, I'm using phone to chat, but only has 10% battery left, so need to recharge. May need to recharge soon. Carbonite, you do what you need to do. You just do what you need to do. Let's just hang out. What do you guys want to talk about? I called for this, so you know I'm going to show up. Well, Adam, I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm not as talented as Game Dave. I don't play games like Game Dave. I don't crack jokes like Game Dave. He's a special boy. In fact, he's probably in my top 10, top 20 favorite people on the planet. Top 25 people on the planet. So, no, I'm Game Dave's my, he's a good guy, and really like him. But the thing is I just hope for the best, and I was kind of disappointed that I keep forgetting about Discord, that when you post a link, it shows you like the preview, and I'm like, oh man, my stupid face is all over Dave's Discord. That's not what I intended. I don't like to. I don't like it when people, what do you call it? Try to piggyback off of other people's success. I just don't like it. So I made the mistake of doing that, and so I hope you guys will forgive me for that. I didn't mean to. Better looking though? I don't know about that. I don't know. Game Dave's a good looking dude. He's a lot younger than me too. So he'll be around longer. I mean, maybe. Who knows? You just never know. You never know. But yeah, it's one of the things. It's the same thing as like, when I go into, the Game Chasers chat, when they're doing their thing, and I'm like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And then everybody's like, "Hey, go sub to Order 42." And I'm like, "Hey, no, just chill. Everybody chill. Everybody just chill. We're just here to have a good time." But yeah. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. And like I said, look, there's no Roy here. There's no Roy here tonight. And I don't really have a lot of this. I mean, I have stuff. We have stuff in here. Nightbot, pull it up. Pull it up. Sub the Order 42 show, people, if you're here. Ricky, appreciate that. But there you go. There you go. If you haven't checked out Game Dave, sometimes he puts out a video. like maybe twice, 3 times a year. But he's also got his Twitch stream on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. It's something I love to do. I love to go over there. And then like last week, I completely missed the stream. I was trying to watch a movie for a review for the next day, and the movie was going to be over at like 10:15, and I'm like 10:15 my time. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll probably catch the end of the stream. And I go over there and he's already done. He was already done for the week. So, hey. And yeah, nobody wants purple block. Always get the orange block. Right there. Get your orange block and everything will be okay. I always forget he streams on Thursday. Been meaning to check it out. Yeah, it's here. I'll just push. Wow. Oh, that's Gam Dave. That's not right. And it's not doing it because there's no HTTP thing in front of it. Now it should work, right? Does that work? Does it go to Game Dave? Yeah. Go follow him. You're subbed to him, but I rarely go into Twitch. I get that. Which is part of the reason why I moved from Twitch over here. I actually got a better response from people on YouTube than Twitch. And I guess it's just because it makes more sense for some people. And Twitch is more of a gaming thing, and I wasn't doing a lot of gaming over there. And when I did, I was really bad. Where does the name Order 42 come from? Sorry if it is something super obvious. Adam, come on. You don't know this? I'm just kidding. It is not obvious. Thank you. Thank you for that follow over on Game Dave's stream. I can't tell if you actually did or if you're just saying that, Ricky. But I appreciate it, and I'm sure Dave will appreciate it nonetheless. Seriously. Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Every week. Most every week. Unfortunately, there was an emergency this week, so he had to not do a stream. But, yeah. Go watch. Seriously. Come hang out with us. Me and Adam. Adam's there almost every week, if not every week. And I'm there almost every week, if not every week. And I'm usually in there under my alter ego, Rob the Idiot. F it, we'll do it live. Warehouse Dave, welcome. Welcome. And you see that up above there? If you're not subscribed, if you're not following Game Dave over on Twitch, you ought to do it. Game Dave's awesome. And I think you'd probably dig his channel too. Funny guy. Unfortunately, yeah, there is no fart. Like I said, we have Bucho. Bucho comes in every now and then. That's about it. Shamrao, welcome, sir. Welcome. How's it going? Anyway, back to your question, Adam. Order 42 came up. Christian, welcome. And you had your farts ready. I'm sorry. I could try to. You don't want that. Oh, and that's okay. I'll get to the Order 42 thing, I promise. But this also might be interesting because I baked some chicken earlier, chicken tenderloins in the oven. Okay. I pulled them out and, okay. I pulled them out, checked the temperature, said it was 170. Cool. I'm starting to eat my, because I made like a chicken, almost like a chicken taco, chicken wrap. And my wife cuts into one of them and it's still raw in the middle. So we might have an interesting couple of hours pretty soon. So hopefully, hopefully we won't get food poisoning. But anyway, Order 42. What it comes from is 42 comes from Hitchhiker's Guide. So the answer to life, the universe, and everything. And then Order 42 is kind of like Order 66 because I'm a big Star Wars nut, right? So I was trying to come up with something that would, be catchy. And I always like it seems like a lot of things that I've done in the past has had numbers in it. So I was like, Order 66, and then it got me thinking. I was like, okay, so Order 66 is, basically take out the Jedi, right? But what are the other orders? Are there other orders? What do they mean? And it got me thinking about, okay, love Star Wars, it's definitely a catchy name. Then if you love Star Wars, then you'll know what I'm talking about. So I thought, Grand Admiral Thrawn, right? He's probably one of the coolest characters, at least outside of Lucas, that's ever been created. I mean, he's a cool character. I'm not a fan of the Heir to the Empire, and I think there's too much like fan fiction-y stuff in there, but there's some really cool ideas, and Thrawn was one of them. So the whole idea about Thrawn is he wanted to learn everything he could about a world before they went to conquer it, before they went to take it over or whatever. So he would look at their art, their culture, their music, and all that kind of stuff. So I started thinking that maybe Order 42 was like something that Palpatine created for all of the clones to learn about all of these, like in the clone directives, that they would learn about all these different worlds. And in learning about those worlds, it helps them, take them over because they know they can, you know what I mean? That was the whole thing about Thrawn. The more you learn about a culture, their art and all that kind of stuff, their history, the easier it is to take them over. So I thought, what if Order 42 was created by Palpatine and Thrawn got the idea from that when he was in the academy? And then I was like, yeah, I just made that up. I just made it up because it was kind of a retroactive thing. I came up with Order 42 first. In fact, I think it was good old Bucho. We were throwing names back and forth at each other, and Order 42 is one of the ones that I came up with. And part of it was because I was at Payway and I got 42. And I'm like, 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Well, for me, what life, the universe, and everything is about is movies and music and books and comic books and even video games to a certain extent. So I thought it all kind of made sense and it all worked. Because for me, I'm a big movie guy, but I love all this other stuff, all my books and all that stuff, all my movies, right? So I thought, Order 42. That was really long, and I didn't mean for it to go that long. But there you go. That's what it means. I hope that makes sense. It's just something, I don't know, coming up with a cool name, I guess, or a name that to me I've heard of many people say this before, but excuse me, chicken. When you're coming up with a name of a movie, a name of a book, a name of a whatever, a name of a band, and in this case, the name of a Twitch channel or a YouTube channel, the number 23, exactly. Warehouse Dave, exactly. For me, it was you write that name down and then you forget about it. You try to forget about it. And if it still sounds like a good idea the next day or 2 or 3 days later, then it's typically a good idea. And for me, it was, I've been, Manuel, welcome. welcome and congratulations on getting your fan edit over on what was it, Film Firemerk Studios, right? Congratulations. But yeah, and I did that review for Manuel's fan edit today. It's over there on my channel, so check it out if you want. Um, but yeah, for me it was you come up with cool ideas. Like I was trying to come up with an idea for a book or something, and this was years ago. And I kept coming up with a bunch of ideas, and I would write them down, and again go back 3 days later, and you go, no, no. Then if it passes the 2 or 3 day test, I would ask my wife, because my wife watches all the things. She watches all kinds of television. She usually has television going when she's working, and that's something that I can't do. If I'm working and I'm trying to concentrate on something, I just get locked into whatever I'm watching. It could be Star Wars, something I've seen like probably 100 times or more. I've seen it so many times, right? I can even quote, you get me going, and I can probably quote at least the next 5 minutes. I mean, that's typically how it is. But for whatever reason, I still get locked in. I can't, I'm a singular kind of person, you know? I can't be distracted. So I don't see how she does it. No idea how she does it. But she's watched so many things that I could throw an idea past her and she goes, oh yeah, that sounds like this show where they did this. Oh yeah, the person was buried in the floor. Oh, okay, well, I can't do that. So, yeah. Now, the idea that we're working on, Jay and I were working on for our, I mean, look, it's a script for the next movie. Okay? We're just saying that. It's the script for the next movie. It is reminiscent of some things, but we decided that we were going to throw some interesting things into the mix. So you could probably look at it and you go, "Oh, that beginning is just like this movie." But then it turns into something else, and then it turns into something else, and then it turns into something else. So, I'm still working on the script. But that one I'm pretty damn proud of. So far, I'm pretty proud of it, and I think it's funny enough that, I mean, let's hope that we can get financing, you know. And not Gary, welcome. And it is not Tuesday. No, it's not. What a nice surprise. How's it going, everyone? Thank you. Thank you. But yes, since Game Dave's not streaming tonight, I figured, hey, I'm not busy. Why not stream? Can't wait to hear more about it. Well, Adam, you better believe I'm writing a part for Mr. Gamer David. Now, I even texted him a couple of weeks ago and I said, hey, if I write a sequence that's like this, would you be down for doing it? And he said, yeah. So I was like, cool. So there could be some really, really, like I said, I want it to be, and there's still ways for it to change too, you know? And I haven't shared any big time, like, story threads from the movie yet with anybody except for Billy and Jay, because they kind of helped develop the beginning of it. Just because I'm afraid, I don't want this singular idea that I have, I guess the through point for the movie, the theme of the movie, I don't want that to get tainted in any way. Taint. But I don't want it to get tainted. So I'm trying to focus in on it and just get it done so that I could get it out of my system. And then if, you know, let's say we sit down and Billy says, I don't really like this segment, or I really like this segment, there should be more of that, then we can make changes along the way. But it's getting through that first draft that's the hardest. And it's very hard. It's very hard. And for a while there, I got so bummed out about certain things that I just quit working on it for like a month. And then somewhere in the middle of December, I said, you know what? Screw it. I just need to finish it. I'll tell you what, too. Yoshi was a big reason, one of those things that got me going again. So I have to thank Yoshi for basically saying, you know how many people actually get a script finished? A first draft even. Not many people. And he said, think about this. He said, you've done a movie. And I'm like, yeah, but, and he goes, no, yeah, but. How many people do you know that have made a movie? You made a movie, dude. So you're already in that group of people, you know, that fraternity, sorority, whatever you want to say, that group of people that have made a movie. So don't sell yourself short, and don't believe that you have any lines. You've already crossed that line. And I'm like, thanks, man. So it was one of those things. He's just a super cool dude, and I'm pleased that I can call him a friend. And welcome, Magnus. Good to see you. Make sure he has a pinball machine that doesn't work. I mean, we'll see. We'll see about that. I thought the cameo with Joe from GameSack was one of the funniest parts of the first movie. Please have more Joe and more great character cameos. Major fan service points. Here's the thing. The way that I've written the script, there are many parts that can be interchanged with whoever. There's going to be some that are, you know, like there's one part in particular. And I'm sorry I can't go into detail, but this might actually change and it might not even be in the movie. But there's one sequence in particular that a guy is... Saberwolf. Welcome, sir. But yeah, this sequence, there are characters that can be interchangeable. Or people can be interchangeable. I'm writing it for a specific person. But if that person doesn't, for whatever reason, can't do it, you can put anybody in there. So there's a lot of that. And that's what's kind of cool about writing the script the way I'm writing it, is that there are a lot of different characters that can come in and out. And which is really cool. But yes, welcome, Saberwolf. Man, I'm used to having my Twitch emotes. I know. Look, I'm sorry. There's no Roy. There's no fart. But I will say this. For those of you who are Game Dave fans, and you've watched Game Dave stream before, at least we don't have to hear the Bustin' song. Look, I'm just going to be honest with you. I can't stand that thing. I can't stand it. When I first heard it a few times, I thought it was hilarious. Now, I hate it every time it comes on. It's just been run into the ground. I can't stand it. I really can't. It's just like, it's painful to me. You can't get enough? Yeah, see, I think it's because it's always at like this time where I'm interested in what Dave's going to say, and then he gets interrupted, and it's just like, damn it, you know? So just, I don't know. It's ruined it too many times for me. So now I'm just kind of like, I'm over it. I'm over the Bustin' song. I'm sorry. And Oscar, welcome. Good to see you. And yeah, Adam, me and George Lucas, we're like this. Okay? Yeah. Script supervisor, director, creator of an entire universe. But yeah, we're like this. But I get what you're saying. We're both filmmakers. And I did a lot of things beyond scripts. I mean, if you look at the credits of that movie, I'm in there like 4 times, which seems like a lot, but I did more than that. I did so much more than that. And I'm just happy that I was able to help out as much as I did. I'm happy that I was able to basically set aside like real life for a while and just focus on helping Billy get this done. So yeah, it's fun. It's really, it was such an amazing experience, and I really want to do it again. So that's why and that's what I keep thinking is, what am I worried about? Finish the damn script. Finish this damn script so we can make another one. And who knows? Billy might beat me with his script, because he's got a script going too. 2 different stories, completely different stories. In the words of the Emperor, do it. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Just do it. Well, that's kind of the mantra of my stream or of my channel is just do the thing. You know, there's so many different things creatively. You know, when you're trying to be creative about something, there's so many different things that can get in the way of that creativity. And a lot of it is just your own, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm not funny enough. I'm not this enough. Dude, just do the thing and see what happens. You'll never know unless you try it. I mean, God, I was on an independent record label there for a while. You know what? You guys haven't ever well, I guess you kind of heard some of my music. The beginning, you know, at the beginning of my stream, that's one of my songs. I mean, it's no, you know, it's no DT Productions level thing, but it's good. But that's the thing. It's like, what am I worried about? Just do it. And if it's not funny, if it doesn't work, at least I can say I did it. I wrote a script. So that's what I'm really focused on right now. It's trying to get that done. It's not easy to get an Anchor and Globe. You have to work hard and go through a lot of shit to become a Marine. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Magnus. And Yoshi is... It's weird how he can at once be completely approachable and then you like, oh my God, he's just my friend. And then at the same time feel he's so beyond what I've ever accomplished. It's just a weird thing. It's a weird thing about Yoshi, but he's also, you know, awesome guy. And of course, he got me that signed Danny Trejo card. It's pretty cool. Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo, everybody. Machete himself. What's the name of the song again? It's the Ghostbusters theme, but it's some... I don't know if I can play it without getting let me see.
With the Kroger Plus card, save up to $1 a gallon at the pump for the win.
The thing that's different
Okay,
about a
with
Virgo
the ads,
vacation
what's
home,
going on?
you always have the whole place to yourself.
That's it. Here, I'm just going to share this. There you go. If you want to hear the Bustin' song, that's the full Bustin' song. No ad blocker. Not on YouTube, no. Okay, here's the thing. And no, I don't, yeah. F ads. But here's the thing. And this is the thing that I keep trying to remember for myself too. A lot of YouTubers, that's the only way they make money. Is from people watching their ads. So if you like, and this is not just for me, this is for anybody, any creator out there. If you enjoy what they do, like their videos, comment on their videos, and subscribe to their channel. Yeah, ring the bell and all that other stuff. But the more that you interact with the channel, the more YouTube looks at it and puts it in the algorithm and throws it out there. I mean, look at my most viewed video was Kantara, right? The Kantara review, the Indian film review, which, hey, welcome, Phil. Good to see you. But yeah, I did pretty well on that video, on that one video, just from the ads. And it's because it got like 130 something thousand views. That's nuts for me. That is completely nuts for me. It's crazy for me for a video of mine to get that high. But I did pretty well on it. And it's because people watch the ads. So I'm just saying, you should watch ads when you can. You should, I mean, I get it. I don't like ads either, but it's one of those things that you can do that helps support a channel. So, let's see. A super motivational rant right there. Very nice. Oh, not Gary. I mean, all I'm trying to say is that there's so many things that get in the way of creators. you know, that are outside of themselves. So for a creator themselves to put a barrier to something that they want to try, just do it. If you say, you know what, I think I could do a better job reviewing movies than Rob could, then do it. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying you should do that if it's something that you're passionate about, because that's the key. You have to be passionate about it. Because doing what we do, and even though I don't really count myself as a real YouTuber because I don't think my videos are that great or that creative or anything, I'm just trying to get my words out. But all of that takes work. It takes time. It takes effort. And you have to set aside a big portion of your day to do those things. So try it. You never know unless you try it. And I've done all kinds of things. I've tried all kinds of things like you wouldn't believe. I mean, let's not get crazy here with, you know, I don't know, butt stuff. I don't know. I've never done that. But I'm just saying, I've tried a lot of different things. I was on an independent record label for my music. I was one of the, let's just say it. I did a podcast before podcasting was even a thing. Before podcasting was big at all. I was doing a podcast. And we had a pretty successful podcast. Not monetarily, because it was all before the money. People didn't start making money on podcasts until like 2009, 2010. We'd already quit. We'd been quit for 2 years at that point. So I'm just saying, it's crazy that, you know, there's so many things that I've tried that I'm proud of, even though it failed. I'm completely proud of it. And if we never make a cent off of adventures in game chasing, which, I mean, there's still hope. If we never make a cent off of it, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the work that we did, and I'm happy that I had that experience, because it was an amazing thing. For somebody who's a movie dork like me, it was amazing. So but yeah, I don't block ads. I don't block ads. For me, I pay the YouTubers I watch via super chats. I guarantee they make more from that than they would ever from my watching ads. But here's the thing though. Especially like the likes and the comments. I know it's, people say it all the time. Oh, like, comments. I get it. That's why I don't say it. I put up a little graphic so I don't have to say it. But that's one of those things that it helps the video get to more people, because the algorithm picks up. It's like, oh, people are interacting with this video.
Gotta back my claims up.
Not Gary, thank you. I appreciate that very, very much for that $10 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. But what I'm trying to say is, that really helps the algorithm pick it up. So especially in that first, that's why all of these things, when, I don't know if you've noticed, I guess it depends on the person. There's some people that don't notice these things at all, but a lot of people will see big tweets or something about a video that just came out. So those first 3 hours of a video being out are crucial. So the more hits or the more views and likes and comments and everything that can happen in those first 3 hours, the more YouTube pushes it out. And of course, the faster the better. So that's why they say hit the bell. Because when you hit the bell, then you're notified, then you click on it, it's a view. Bam, right there. And it's one of those things that can help a video do even better. But at the same time, I get it. Some people are just like, hey, I'm going to watch YouTube whenever I'm going to watch it. I'm just saying, all of those things help. So if you love your creators like I do, I try to do as much of that as possible. And it doesn't cost anything. It costs you going peek or click, you know. Whatever. Okay, let me go back because I've been yapping. Sorry. But thank you, Not Gary, seriously. Seriously, thank you for that. That was just awesome. I will subscribe and like your good videos, but I couldn't use the internet without ad blocker. No, I totally get it. I'm not saying that everyone, oh no one should use ad blocker, because ad blocker is really useful, especially on a bunch of different websites and stuff. I get it. I totally get it. But on YouTube, it feels weird to me. But I also pay for YouTube Premium. So I don't watch ads, but they still get paid as if I watched those ads. So it's a different sort of thing, but I totally get it. Totally get it. Not to mention all the data ads take up if you use a phone. That's something that is really, really annoying. Especially, and this is in general, on every website. You notice that the ads load first on a website? There's been times when I'm trying to look, there's freaking tornado sirens going off. I'm trying to look up where the tornado is. And yet I have to look at an ad before I see if the tornado's across the street. It's like, what? That kind of crap gets on my nerves. And I'm totally with you on that. Gary is definitely not Gary. That's true. As someone who doesn't do super chats, the least I can do for someone I care about is watch a 20-second ad. I mean, and I agree with that. I agree with that. Alec Baldwin will be charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the Rush shooting. I saw that. And that is nuts. I mean, it's not nuts. It's nuts that it's taken this long to happen. Excuse me. Like, if it was gonna happen, you know what I mean? Like, I'm surprised that it took so long, is what I'm trying to say. And I mean, look, there's a lot of blame to go around for that entire thing. So that's definitely a thing. And how much money did the movie take to make? I don't know all of the numbers. I do know that in fact, I think we can look it up, right? I think, yeah, I have it right here. I think. Is this it? Oh man, I closed it. About this. That doesn't show. Hold on a second. Game. Does it show? It doesn't. I believe it was around 130,000, 140,000. Oh no, there it is right there. Hold on. I screwed up and I closed the window. Give me a second. There you go. Oh, you can't see that. See? Great streamer right here. Great streamer. $140,884 was what they got from the Kickstarter. Now, I think the Indiegogo started after, and I believe they got, but those are all like, everything that you see there is like, I think some people donated on the Indiegogo for buying the movie. I think you could still buy the movie at a certain point, and I think that's, like there's a different number on the Indiegogo. I think it's 196 or something. But from my understanding, we had 130,000 for the movie. But again, that wasn't my department. I didn't have anything to do with that. I got paid.
I will make it illegal.
There's. Let me turn him off so he doesn't come up every time. I will make it legal. But yeah, and that sounds like a lot of money, but it really wasn't a lot of money. I mean, these days it's crazy. For the amount of people that we had there, most of it went to food and locations and the personnel and everything on there. The movie was an amazing experience, but it was definitely expensive. An expensive thing. It's not easy to do what they did for the amount of money that they did it. And then a lot of the stuff that, a lot of the post-production stuff came out of their pockets. Some of the post-production came out of my pocket because I paid for a lot of the software that I use to clean up the sound. So like, what's it called again? RX7, Isotope RX7, which now there's like an RX9 or RX10 now. But when I bought RX7, it was expensive. It was like $800, but it did things that I didn't even know was possible. It did an amazing job of cleaning up the sound, which again, if I did my job correctly, you won't even know I touched it. And a lot of it's really, really cool the way it worked. Has anyone hit a YouTube at where it's not 20 seconds and is a 50-minute video from some random YouTuber? I once got on a YouTube, done karate fighting, and it was 4 hours long. Yes. And again, I totally get it. The skipping ads and all that kind of stuff. But especially the ones that I care about, I watch the ads, or I watch YouTube Premium so I don't see the ads, but they still get paid. So it's just a thing. And I'm weird about that. I'm more weird about it now than I ever have been in my life. Because I mean, I used to download apps and movies and all kinds of stuff back in the day when the internet was like the Wild West. Yeah, I did that. But then it got to a point where I'm like, why am I just stealing this movie? I can pay for it. I can rent it for $4. What am I doing? I can't justify it. But I get it. Some people, number one, some people aren't like that. Number two, some people can't afford $4 to just blow on a movie. I get it. But it's just not for me. As soon as I was able to afford the things that I was kind of ripping off, it just, at that point, it made me say, dude, I can't justify that anymore. So, and knowing more about how the movie business works, sure, what you're really taking from is the movie studios, their back end profits, but still, those are important for future movies. So I don't know. I totally get it, but I can't do it anymore. So there you go. I just block apps on my computer, but not my phone or TV. Oh, and I'll skip the crap out of ads on back when we had a DVR. Hell yeah. I try to like all of my regulars YouTube videos. I know it all helps out. I do what I can for this sketchy algorithm. Yeah, and it's a bummer that it works that way. One of my biggest pet peeves about YouTube, and I don't mind saying this, I don't know what they could do, but one of my biggest pet peeves is, for the longest time, I couldn't get over, one of my biggest problems was watch time. And the fact that people have the ability to do 1.5 times or 2 times the speed of the video, and yet I only, like, if somebody watches the whole 10-minute video, if they watch the whole video at at 2 times speed, I get 5 minutes worth of credit. I don't get 10 minutes worth of credit, even though it's a 10-minute video I made, and it took 10 minutes plus all of the other thing that I cut out. It took a long time to do that video, and yet I only get paid for however long you watch it. Now, I get it if somebody only watches 30 seconds, they go, this video's not for me. No big deal. Get it. Totally get it. But if somebody watches the whole video at twice the speed, I feel like I should still I should get paid for the percentage of the video that they watched, not the amount of time they watched. But that's just one of those things that, now I honestly don't really care that much. I just try to do a good video. And if I do a good video and I'm proud of it, I put it out. And when I put it out, If it does well, great. If it doesn't do well, I go, okay, well, people didn't want to watch my thoughts on whatever random movie I decided to review that day. I just do my thing. So, yeah. But yeah, anyway. Alec Baldwin facing up to 5 years potentially, but I'm guessing he won't. Let's see. There'll be plea bargains and all kinds of stuff that'll probably keep him out of prison. Excuse me. I just honestly, I love you, but I will not sit and watch a 50-minute ad. If you got a 50-minute ad on one of my videos, yeah, skip that sumbitch. Don't watch that. I've actually seen that, and it's very, like you said, it's very, very strange. It's rare, though. It's very rare that that'll happen. But the reason they do that is because a lot of people just start YouTube, and then they'll walk away. And so, yeah, it'll just sit there and keep playing videos, because that's how that they turn on, what do you call that? Up next or autoplay or whatever it is. They have that on by default for a reason, because a lot of people will be watching it, or they'll be watching it on their phone and they'll fall asleep. And it's just sitting there playing videos all night. That's a thing. So, he should have kept his mouth shut. Never talk to the police. They're not your friends. Invoke the fifth. It can't be used against you in criminal court, but it can in civil court. Well, there are facts about the case, though. You know, those are sort of undisputed facts. The assistant director, if I'm not mistaken, the assistant director picked up the gun, gave it to Alec Baldwin. The assistant director is standing behind the cinematographer. Alec Baldwin points the gun at the cinematographer. The gun goes off, and it shoots both of them. So there's a lot of, so to me, the assistant director's at fault. Alec Baldwin's at fault. The armorer's at fault. There's so many levels of blame there. Then you can even blame some of the producers for hiring such a bad armorer. That's hard to say. There's a lot of things going on there. But I'm not a lawyer. So that's the kind of thing where I'll talk about it more when it's done, when it's said and done. Before that, there's a lot of, oh, well, this should have happened and this should have happened. Yeah, but that doesn't affect the outcome. The outcome is now he's having to face this. Alec Baldwin's having to face this. What's going to happen? I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's the same with movie rumors and stuff like that. If there's, oh, did you hear that such and such is going to be in a movie? Oh, really? Cool. Awesome. That's it. There's nothing more to that story. Okay, cool. I'll watch it when it comes out. But we won't know if he's actually in the movie until the movie comes out. Just like that, you heard about that, it's something that I didn't report on, but I thought it was interesting. It was some movie from Universal, and Ana de Armas was in the trailer, and then the movie came out, and they cut all of her scenes out. So she's not in the movie anymore. Yet she continued to be in the trailer. And so these I think 2 guys went and watched the movie and sued because Ana de Armas wasn't in the trailer. So it was like a misleading trailer. And during the court case, Universal's lawyers was like, well, trailers are like an art form in and of themselves. So yeah, they can be whatever. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't have something in the trailer that's not in the movie. Now, people have said, well, what about that, in, what was it, Infinity Wars trailer, where Hulk is running, fighting the bad people, the bad guys, right? It looks like the final scene, or one of the final scenes, where that whole group of heroes is running toward the camera. The problem is Hulk was still in the movie. He just wasn't in that scene. You can't really, and there's plenty of things like Rogue One. There were plenty of scenes that were in the trailer that didn't end up in the movie. But in this case, an actor was in the marketing, and then the movie comes out and the actor's not in there. So basically they had to, like, I don't know what the outcome was, but basically going forward, you've got to make sure that your marketing, you know, reflects what the movie is instead of just, well, whatever. Because the thing is, there's and it's one of the things that was talked about was that there are companies that make trailers. So that company probably was like, okay, we're going to cut this trailer up, and here you go. Here's a finished trailer. This shows what the movie is about. But then that sometimes happens before the movie's even finished editing. So it's kind of a weird thing that now the studios have to be very careful about what's in the trailers and what isn't in the trailers. Or what's in the trailers versus what's in the movie. Anyway. I totally missed the backing campaign on this somehow. I need to buy a copy soon. Well, Adam, this was really interesting. The other day, or maybe it's not interesting. I don't know. But the other day I was helping with getting some of the finalized stuff for the Blu-rays done. So the Blu-rays will be available very, very soon. I took the finished, I don't even know, I guess it's an image of the Blu-rays. I wasn't able to view it at all, but I took those images, got them from Joe, GameSack, got those on a thumb drive, and then took them to the place for them to make the Blu-rays. So, and I kind of hinted at that, but then Billy announced it. So I was like, okay, well, I can talk about it now. So yeah, I did that. And look, I'm just going to apologize right now. If you guys bought the 1 disc or 2 disc, or I don't even remember what's available where, I'm all over those discs. So I apologize. If you're like, man, we don't like this Rob guy, I'm going to be in a lot of it. There's a lot of me in there on those. But hopefully they're still interesting. If you like movies, if you like the making of movies. But yeah, you should be able to buy a copy soon. And we're also trying to work on a deal where you may be able to buy it digitally, but I don't think any of the special features will come along with that. It'll just be the movie. But I don't know yet. All of those things are up in the air. But we're trying to do things to get the movie out there so more people can see it. That's nothing for a movie. I wouldn't make a movie for under $6 million. And yeah, Blu-rays are being made. That's right, Cosmo. But yeah, the thing is, you can make some really, really impressive stuff for not a lot of money. The toughest part is, and the reason that this took so long, is because Billy had to do a lot of that stuff himself because he couldn't afford to pay somebody to color grade it. He couldn't afford to pay some artist, Yoshi, David, or otherwise, to do some of the rotoscoping that needed to be done, some of the compositing. He had to do that. He had to learn it all and do it himself. That's why all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm doing sound editing. It's because we didn't have a sound editor. So I had to learn sound editing. Now, the good thing is I had a background in sound because I worked at that record label and did some music and stuff. So I knew my way around it. And the more I learned, the better I got at it. And now I feel like it would probably take, I haven't done it in a while, so now I'd have to relearn some stuff. But for the most part, I can pick it back up and do it again. But there's only so much you can do, Poor audio when you're recording a movie is hard to fix on the post side. So then that's why you have to do the ADR stuff, which is automated dialogue replacement. I can't remember. And I don't know why they call it automated because it's not automated. But it's basically, the guy with the headphones looking at the movie and trying to mouth the words and re-record the dialogue. There's a lot of that had to be done just for certain scenes. And if you're really paying attention, You can hear the difference in the scenes that are dialogue recorded after the fact versus on set recording. But yeah, absolutely, $6 million is still not a lot for a movie, but we were able to do some amazing things. We were able to afford somebody like Leon, who does special effects on these huge movies. But, you know, Leon said he would do it just to help out, which was amazing. Yoshi and David, guarantee you those guys didn't get paid what they're worth. So there were a lot of things that went really, really right for us to make that movie for the amount of money we made it for, if that makes sense. But anyway, remember that Robert Downey Sherlock Holmes film series, the latest sequel, has gone on indefinite hiatus. Wow, I'm so far behind. It just updated. God, I'm so far behind. Some of it's filmed, been 2 years, wonder what happened. Yeah, there's I mean, that happens though. That happens a ton of times. Yeah, it's a shame when especially if it's a movie like that, sequel that I would be looking forward to that. I would love to see a Sherlock Holmes 3. I really enjoyed the first two. I don't remember the second one very much, but the first one I really liked. I don't know. It could be so many different things, you know, maybe they ran out of money. Maybe they put a, what do you call it? They put an assembly cut together. Maybe not an assembly cut. Maybe they put a cut of the movie together without special effects and visual effects or I shouldn't say special effects, visual effects. And the studio's like, we don't like this. Make this change, make this change, make this change. And then it could be a problem with trying to, oh, well, if we're going to do that, if you're not going to pay for this visual effect, I need to get the actors back in. So Robert Downey Jr., what are you doing right now? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that could have gone wrong. I didn't know any of it was actually filmed. It's interesting. Could I remaster music with it if I wanted to? Yes. Yes. One of the coolest things is and it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn cool. You can sort of remix things. And I'm talking about like I don't want any of the vocals coming in this part. I can take the vocals out, or I can take the music out. Now, there will still be some bleed over just because there are overlapping, what do you call it? Frequencies. So just like I'm talking right now, there are multiple frequencies of my voice if you looked at it on a spectrograph. And that's what's cool about this is you can edit in waveform, like just sound waveform, or you can edit in spectrograph form, which allows me to say if somebody's like, if I'm talking right now and there's a bird sitting right up here and he's chirping, because that bird is emitting a frequency that's not shared with my voice, I can isolate the bird and take the bird sound out, which is really, really cool. The problem is a lot of the stuff that I had to take out was stuff where there's the kids and they're outside and there's birds chirping and their voices are higher. So their register is shared with a part of the bird. So there's moments where you can hear the bird at the same time as they're talking, but then it goes away. It's weird stuff. And then, which I find, I found that so much fun. It was every single file was like a puzzle. I was like, okay, how am I going to make this as clean as possible? How am I going to isolate that generator noise that was 100 feet away? How am I going to isolate that noise so I can take it out of the whole file? And sometimes you take it out of the whole file and somebody like Billy's talking way down here, in the lower register of his voice because he's upset or something, and he's got his voice way down here. Well, now his voice, because it's lower than mine, his voice is shared with part of that generator noise. So if I take out the generator noise, it's going to take out part of his dialogue. So it's a weird, fun, interesting thing. But yes, it's awesome stuff. Amazing stuff. They all already made their money. It doesn't bother me. What are you talking about? Not sure what you... And Noptop! I didn't even see Noptop was here. I never knew that play speed affected that. I watch most YouTube videos over 20 minutes at times too. Yeah, me too. But that's just one of those things. They only get credit for the amount of time you watch, not the... It's interesting. What do I think of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Link to the Past? Okay, I'll rank those. Link to the Past, number 1. Ocarina of Time, number 2. Majora's Mask, number 3. Mainly because I never played Majora's Mask. Ocarina of Time is fine, but... Oh, and Ninjinzu Games, welcome. I didn't see... Look, I'm sorry, I'm way behind. Because I talk a lot. I'm sorry. I think Alec Baldwin is generally ripped to bits over this, so there's genuine remorse, but he and others have to be held accountable. Let's see what the courts do. Exactly. And that's the thing. And this is the truth, right? Accidents happen all the time. Just like if you rear end somebody, I guarantee you didn't mean to do it, but you still have to be held accountable for the things that happen. And like it or not, dude, you were holding the gun. It's part of the deal. Yeah, but I'm an actor. I'm what? You're not allowed to think that there's you, and the fact that there was absolutely no gun safety. And the thing is, when it happened, I knew less than anybody. I knew very, very little about gun safety. Now I'm a little more, because I've gone out with Billy J a few times, I've learned a lot. And now I look at that and I'm going, this guy's been in plenty of movies where he's had to shoot guns. Did nobody show him anything about gun safety in all that time? It's crazy to me. And the fact that they keep using real guns anyway. I mean, I get it. There is a difference between the firing of a round, blank or not, the way that the gun kicks, the way that the fire looks, all of those things. But come on, a couple people died here. We may need to rethink this whole thing. But anyway, personally, I'd never sue due to getting to see Anna. What does this world come to? Well, it's just the fact that it's misleading advertising is what I was trying to say. They have in small print, not necessarily film footage. Well, I think that's one of the things they have to say now. They didn't have to say that before. No trailer has ever had to say that. So, what film was the movie? Yeah, her latest Blonde is awful. I've heard about that, but let me see. Universal sued trailer. Here we go. Bam. It was a movie called Yesterday. The 2019 film about a world without the Beatles is what the movie's about. There it is. So yeah, a federal judge ruled on Tuesday a movie studio can be sued under false advertising laws if they release deceptive movie trailers. So there you go. And the movie's Yesterday. But she's not in it. So. And Ricky, welcome back. People sue for the stupidest reasons in America. Yes. But at the same time, this is one of those things that's like, yeah. The fact is, I think part of the reason why they really got in hot water, and I'm talking about Universal, is because the movie was out for a long time. Everybody knew Ana de Armas was in it, but they continued to market using that trailer. They never changed the trailer. They never updated the trailer to show that she wasn't in it. So that's one of the things that's, I don't know, it's kind of weird. You're going to be in the extras. Is it too late for refunds? Right? Well, I'm in the movie too. I'm in the movie technically I'm in the movie 4 times, but anyway, 4 times? 5 times? 4 times? 1, 2, well, 1, I'm wearing that. So you can't even. Auto-minimated? I don't even know what that means. Rob, you are a champion for jumping on a stream on a whim. I'm going to go into bit of a lark mode. Adam, you do whatever you want to do, man. I'm just like, at this point now, I'm just trying to keep up with you guys. You guys you make a comment that makes me go on a rant and then I have to catch up. So was the record label called Puke Records a death metal label with a #1 band called Up Your Bum? No, it was called The Edit Records is what it was called. That was it. As much as I hate when Dave has to cancel, I'm behind on work, so I'm going to take advantage of it and try to knock it out, but I will be around. Well, Adam, again, thank you for the idea. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even thought of doing it, because I usually just don't stream on Thursdays. I only stream once, usually a week, but I figured I'm not going to be doing anything anyway. Why not? I saw that fan edit you posted. What a ride. Can't wait for season 3. Right? Now, I mean, Ninjitsu, I'm curious about that. Had you, and you may not even be here, you may have left. You may have said, screw this. He's not answering my question. I'm just really, really behind. But had you not seen Book of Boba Fett? Because that's one of the things about that fan edit that I was trying to get across is that, and trying to get it across without sounding like there's nothing new here, is just the fact that if you've seen Book of Boba Fett, it's literally just chopping up those bits and putting them together. I mean, there's more to it than that, but you know what I mean? So I'm curious about that. You need a Sherlock Holmes 3. See, that's I didn't know that it was that popular. Will I take some old songs and remaster them? I would love to do all that, but there are not enough hours in the day. I mean, I literally have a brand new keyboard here. MIDI keyboard, but still a keyboard with software that I've purchased and no time to learn how to use it because I'm working on other things. So yeah, probably not. Probably not. Now, if I were paid to do something like that, sure. But the thing is, I'm probably not even good at remastering or any of that stuff. You know what's weird though? I've actually thought about just on a whim. I have old VHS tapes of like home videos and stuff. I wonder if I could go in there and clean up that audio and take the hum out, you know, those old video cassette, the big camcorders. If I could take that hum out and have a better sounding, clear audio. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could try, but again, I've got so many side projects and things going on. It's hard to do stuff like that. Looks like you won't be getting it, Ricky. I would have liked to see it as well. Don't y'all carry 6 shooters on your hips? I don't own a gun. But it's probably going to change. And it's just because, I mean, it's getting to that point where, at least here, I don't want to be the only one on my block that can't defend themselves. You know what I mean? So, and there you go, Ricky with all of his weapons. Who will try this celebrity, Judge Judy or Dr. Phil? No, it'll be taken seriously for sure. If I was rich like Alec Baldwin, I would fly to a country without extradition, change my name, and use a fake passport. He's not going to do that. He's got movies to make, and no, he's not doing that. No need for real guns. Sorry, but you Americans love your guns too much. Good luck. No, trust me. I'm there with you. If I had my way, no one would have guns. I totally get the amazing power and all that kind of stuff. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. Shooting targets is fun. It really is fun. I totally get it though. But if it would help, I would totally not have them. But that's not a reality here in this country. It's just, well, see you later. It's not really mine though. I can't really take credit for that, you know? That's all Jim Carrey, you know? Anna brings down movies. Pretty girl though. I don't know about that. I like her. In fact, I've said it 100 times and I'll say it again until it happens. It may not ever happen. But instead of doing a side movie for John Wick called Ballerina, where Ana de Armas is a whatever, why not? Why not take her role that was in James Bond and make that a side project? Amazon is owned by MGM now. I don't understand why they didn't immediately say, okay, that's the best sequence in that last movie. In No Time to Die, it's the best sequence in the entire movie. Let's take Ana de Armas' character, let's write a story about her, and let's do season after season of her going across the world, globe trotting, getting into, trouble and all that stuff and having to fight her way out. I mean, I would totally watch that. She was the best part of that movie. But there you go. Okay, a minute. I have seen it, but it was it took a while for it to get going. Yeah, like a sweeter recap. Exactly. And that's kind of what I liked about it, was that because what I did to prep for it, he said it's an edit of episodes 5 and 6. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to watch episodes 5 and 6 so I can see what you did. Otherwise it's been too long. It's been too long since I saw it. So yeah, I watched it and was like, yeah, I can totally see somebody watching this as a refresher for season 3. Totally. And we're talking about the fan edit that I reviewed today. Yeah. I was in a pub in the UK and the landlord booked a band called Up Your Bum. They were awful. I was drunk and the front man was drunk and we ended up fighting. Silly younger days. Yeah, man, going to clubs in my older days. It was weird. I felt more in touch with music back then. These days, I don't feel like I listen to much new stuff at all. And maybe it's because of my age and it just happens, but I mean, I listen to new electronic music, but I don't know any new bands. I listen to 9 Inch Nails still, and I'll listen to his soundtracks that he does. And then a lot of electronic stuff that typically I don't know who's who anyway. So yeah, it's weird, but I remember those days. I mean, I didn't really get into fights. So I love making music. Mixing and mastering is my favorite part. No, it really is amazing if you're good at it. The problem is I'm really not. I say that. I'm okay. But there was a ceiling to how much I was going to spend on it, how much time I was going to spend on it. And for me, if I couldn't, from start to finish a song in 8 hours, I'm never going to finish it. I have so many songs that I started and never finished because as soon as I lost that initial wave of creativity, I couldn't get it back again. I could get new stuff going, but I could never go back and recapture, which is probably means that I'm just not talented enough, which is probably true. And I'm terrible at I will say I'm not terrible. I'm probably an intermediate at like music theory. And my biggest problem is that I don't know. There were some things where I just didn't know enough. I don't know enough about music and chords and things like that to write really interesting stuff. But there you go. I totally get it though. It is fun. I sleep next to a 12 gauge Mossberg next to my bed. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of gauge. It was in the late 90s, not Gary, silly times. Oh yeah, you guys talking about your fighting. 6-shooter at my 9mm on the corner of my bed. Yeah, see, that's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know, man. Do you live in a neighborhood where that is the thing? I guess it's just because we have my nephews and nieces come over and stuff like that, it seems weird to have guns just out. But we don't have any guns right now. Carry a Derringer 2-shot, 357, a pocket knife, and police pepper spray everywhere. Wow. Hope you never have to use any of it. Yeah. When I get together with fun people, music just comes in like a flow state. To me, making it alone is boring. Yeah, for me, it was... I mean, I totally get that, too. Because back when I had a band, which was very, very short-lived, it was fun to write a guitar lick or something, or to write a song that I could just play on like acoustic guitar, and I'd be playing it, and then the bass player would come in, and then the drummer would come in with stuff, and I'm like, oh man, this is actually really, really cool, and it becomes something else. To me, it's like music is like cooking in a lot of ways, where you take all of these disparate elements that sound a certain way or taste a certain way when they're on their own, but when you put them together, something different happens. A chemical reaction happens. And that's the beautiful thing about music, which it is sort of, it's not a chemical reaction, but it's definitely a reaction. And who was it that was saying that? Oh, I think it was on that insanely good documentary that Jeff Cosma, Octavius, put in Discord called Score. And he said, what's beautiful about music is that you're literally just changing air. You're changing air, and it changes and it makes you feel a certain way based on air. And I'm like, that's actually a really cool way to put it. It's kind of neat. It's kind of a neat thing. You see, my American friends, we have a problem with kids carrying and using knives in the UK, and my old neighbor was stabbed in the heart by a 14-year-old kid after he told him to stop messing. Yeah. And that's the biggest problem, right? It's the problem with anything. It's vaping. All of the things is they see these things on TV, they see them on, movies, whatever, and they're not smart enough to realize that there are consequences to your actions. And so they do things that they can't take back. And it's just a thing. I don't know how to change any of that stuff, man. If we did, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably be running the country or something. Just dropped a song in the Discord. If you like electronic, you might just like this. Okay. Wait, there it is. It's like, where's my Discord at? Where my Discord peeps at? Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. The fact that anybody wants to watch me, it's just a shock. It's just a shock. Music popped up on the stream tonight. Here's a pretty rad newer electronic song. Okay, I'm going to mark that as unread so I can listen to that later tonight. Because I don't want to get destroyed by YouTube for playing a song. It would have been terrible to do something stupid and get sent to prison as a teen. Which part? Which part was a clip? I don't know what I said. When you're in your 20s and you want to go back in time and strangle that stupid kid. There are so many things that I would have liked to have. The thing is, though, it's what is it? Good advice is wasted on the young. They don't listen. There's so many things that I have told everybody. I've told my little Discord peeps. Where my Discord peeps at? Forgot I said that. It's weird. I completely it's like, one out in one ear and out the other. It's sometimes I say things and they just, I don't know. I can't remember any of that stuff. But no, there are so many things that, golden nuggets of knowledge that I've given my little brother, my nephews, my nieces. It goes right over their head. They don't even hear it. And then they make the mistake that I'm telling them. This is what you should do, and they don't do it. But that's it. We can't change it, Rob. It's the reality of the times we live in, but onwards we go. Yeah. Yeah. You Discorded once, Ricky? All right. Once. You Discord a lot. And it's good. Let me see if there's anything. Oh. Didn't know that. David Crosby from Crosby, Stills and Nash died at 81. Wow. Oh, that's interesting. Mark Hamill says he won't return to voice the Joker after the passing of Kevin Conroy. It's interesting. I'm just looking at the news, see if there's anything. Oh, if you have Peacock, you can watch Violent Night this Friday. What other games besides Breath of the Wild made you cry? Link to the Past. But that shouldn't be a surprise, right? Link to the Past, and it was weird how quickly it happened too. It was the flute playing kid on the tree stump. It didn't much make me tear up when it happened, like, you know, when he turns into the tree or whatever. It's the end credits. The end credits made me cry. And then I'm trying to think. I think Super Metroid made me cry. Oh, Final Fantasy VII. I mean, come on. That like tore me up when that happened. I'm trying to think. There's got to be more. Combat on Atari. No. I mean, I guess probably Last of Us. But does it count that I watched a Let's Play? It counts, right? I would think it counts. I mean, the thing is, it's a lot of times it's just really, really good storytelling. And it's one of the things that I think Nintendo does just about better than anybody. It's that they drop you these little hints throughout games and, you know, or throughout the game. And then it pays off really, really well sometimes at the end. And I think I remember Super Metroid. No, I don't think I cried during Super Metroid. It was just an amazing feeling of exhilaration at the end. You know, when when you think you're gonna die, and then the Metroid comes into Mother Brain, right? Right, and then the Metroid's on the, you know what I'm talking about, the end of Super Metroid. The Last of Us, I'm for sure positive that it had to have, right? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it probably did. I'll tell you this, the show looks like it's probably going to. Because, man, there are some crazy moments in that. If you haven't watched that yet, watch it. I'm trying to think. I can't think of any others. I'm sure there's got to be others. But I remember Link to the Past because it was one of those moments that I was just like, what? I can't believe I'm seeing this. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know. I was thinking maybe. You know what and this isn't even a lie. I bet you Mega Man 2, the end of Mega Man 2 probably made me cry. And that you're probably like, wait, I've played Mega Man 2. What's sad about that? It's the music. The music made me cry. I love that dude. The soundtrack of Mega Man 2 is up there with the top all-time, no question, no BS. It's one of the best soundtracks ever. But that I don't know, there's something about that. It just made me emotional. I don't know. Maybe I was relieved that I actually beat it at a young age. I don't know. But I can't think of any other games. Wraith, welcome. Yes, a Thursday stream. Again, it's I don't even remember what I call it. The Game Dave's not streaming, so we'll do it live or something like that. I figured, hey, why not? Why not? Let's see. Wait. Then you have to play his fruit in front of his dad, and he's all, "Where's my son? Is he okay?" Okay, so yeah, just the thought of that kind of makes me sad. So yeah, that probably made me cry. I mean, look, 92, right? I was 16. That game came out. I probably played it when I was like 17. I was always a crying kid. I cried at everything. I still do. A movie, a TV show, a song. There's a lot of things that if just the right way, it can just play me like a musical instrument, and I will cry. It'll just happen. And man, when I was all on all that pain medication back when I was sick and in recovery, my entire system was just in shock. So the smallest things would make me cry. I remember there was a commercial for FaceTime. Apple FaceTime. When FaceTime came out, there was a commercial, and at the end of the commercial is a soldier calling home for like Christmas or something, crying. So yeah, a 60-second TV spot can make me cry. So I'm sure there's a ton of games that made me cry. Let's move up. Excuse me. I was attacked by a burp. Sorry. Can y'all hear that? Sounds like a motorcycle revving, but like a mile away. There's two of them. They're loud, man. Anyway, you probably can't hear it. Which is one of the best things about OBS, is it has a lot of audio stuff in there that takes out a lot of the background noise. So you can't hear my AC either, probably. But anyway, we can assume not everyone is not okay. We can assume everyone is not liking Velma on HBO. Us Brits don't get Peacock and some HBO stuff. For example, the Quantum Leap reboot. I knew there was a reboot, but I haven't watched any of that. For me, The Last of Us opening is hard and made me cry. Devastating. Okay. Personally, I didn't like The Last of Us show or the casting, but it's not bad at all. In fact, it was a great first episode. The third Last of Us game should be called The Last Nation and be about Native Americans. That's interesting. I mean, who knows what it's going to be about? Mega Man 2, yeah. Jay's not streaming Friday or Saturday either. Why is that? Is he going to be out of town or something? He didn't say anything about that the other day, but at least not to me, but I don't know anything. I knew I found out Billy was going to be out of town this week, so I was like, oh, I didn't know that. No game ever made me cry, but Last of Us 1 and 2, God of War, and Ragnarok had some very profound moments at the end. I've never cried from a game, except there was one game ever that made my eyes moist at all, and it was Metal Gear Solid 4 when Snake fell to the floor twitching and Naomi was all, "You can rest now." Ooh. I never cry from just a song. I'll cry watching a damn commercial though. Dude, I'm telling you, man, that Apple commercial, man, it it ripped me up. It ripped me up. And I don't think I mean, it's possible. Especially, those longer. Oh, I got one. Um, there was one, it was a Budweiser commercial, but it was the Christmas commercial with the horses. And it was something about the horses. And that one made me cry. But I just remembered that one. And that Artex scene, oh man. Yeah, pretty much anything where an animal would die. Yeah. I remember Beastmaster. Remember Beastmaster? Mark Singer, Tanya Roberts. Remember Rip Torn? Huh? You remember that movie? Okay. Beastmaster. At the very beginning, the dog is trying to pull. What's his name? Dak. Was that his name? Dak. Pulling Dak away out of the fire or whatever to try to save him, and the dog gets shot with an arrow, and he keeps pulling him out, and then Dak wakes up and the dog is dead. I remember that made me cry. That was a good one. But man, seriously, what movies didn't make me cry? It's probably how I should start, because I cry, and if there's a sad moment, make me cry. It'll make me cry. Pretty much make me for sure make me cry. Unless the movie's stupid. Okay, Dumb and Dumber, I didn't cry in Dumb and Dumber. Probably. Did I cry in Avatar 2? No. I'm trying to think if I bet you Avatar 1 probably made me at least misty. Because I'm telling you that when the tree gets destroyed, spoiler alert for a 13, 14-year-old movie, but when the tree gets destroyed, the head woman chief person, she lets out a scream that sounds so full of pain. No, actually, I guarantee you I cried in the first Avatar because what's her name? Neytiri. And what's her name? The actor's name. Her performance made me cry because of her voice. Her voice, it was, I don't know. There's something about her voice. When she's torn up, it tears me up. I'm a very, what do you call that? Empathetic, I guess. So a lot of times when there's crying on screen, I'm going to cry because I see it and it just makes me cry. In fact, I can cry almost on command, which is kind of weird, but I can. Wait a minute. Metal Gear 4. Never played that one. Redneck Gamer Chris no longer streams. He said it's too much work. Hope he's good. It really is. And it takes a lot of... You're basically putting all of your energy into this. And it's different. To me, it's a different feeling when you're playing video games. It's easier. But my problem is I'm not a multitasker. I can't do both. That's why I don't play games typically and stream, because I'm usually either playing the game or I'm talking to you guys. And that's why it's hard for me to play a game, especially a game that I've never played before, because I'm so interested in what the hell's going on that I can't verbalize it, what I'm thinking, because my brain's all over the place. And then next thing I realize, 4 minutes has passed and I hadn't said a single thing. And then YouTube or Twitch or whoever will, strike the video down because it can hear all the copyrighted music behind it. So yeah, I totally get what he's saying. And no, I haven't seen him since Palooza. It's the last time I saw him. Metal Gear Solid 4 is my favorite one next to Twin Snakes. First 2 chapters were good, then I went down the toilet. You hate most things anyway? Yeah, Magnus, you definitely have some opinions. And you want everybody to know. Why were the Highlander sequels crap? I haven't seen a single Highlander. Is that bad? I don't know. Rip Torn. I'll choose Metal Gear Solid 2 over Metal Gear Solid 5. I always get mixed up with Rip Taylor. Oh, is he the guy with the party favors? And he's kind of an annoying guy. Got an annoying voice. Does anyone ever laugh at you and call you girly man? You talking to me? Are you talking to me? Seriously, you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Does anyone ever laugh at you? Yes. Does anyone ever call me girly man? No, because it's not the 80s and, pump you up is not funny anymore. But no. Nobody calls me girly. And if they want to, go ahead. You want to call me girly? Do it. What are you going to do? What is that going to do to me? Nothing. Doesn't bother me. Manly men cry, girly men hide emotions. I kind of agree with that, but it's also any generalization is a thing, right? I know people that are very, very, it's the funniest thing to me is I've always thought of myself as a wimp, like a complete wimp, right? I go into the hospital, I've had all these surgeries, and every one of them are telling me, dude, you have a, what do you call it? A resistance to pain that is like, holy crap. They had to sew up something while I was awake. They had to put the NG tube down my throat while I was awake. Wait, down my throat? Through my nose and down my throat. Yeah. There was so many things that they had to do while I was awake because things were so nuts. And they said, the way that you handle pain is like, wow. So the thing is, and then they say, yeah, there's some people that come, some big burly man with, a cut on his hand and he cries and makes a big deal out of it. So yeah, manly men cry and girly men hide emotions, but it's also it's all over the place. People are people and you shouldn't generalize. But no, I don't care. You call me a girly man if you want. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Anyway, Jay plays music on a stream and somehow gets away with it. Lucky bugger. I don't know how he does it and I think it's got to be that certain studios go after, and he's probably learned this over the years. There's certain songs that he can play and certain songs that he can't. I know that that's against the rules. It's kind of a rule monger. So if it's against the rules, I don't want anyone to have any credit for what I'm putting together. As silly as this stream may be, I don't want to play some video clip and have America's Funniest Home Videos, which is now selling their stuff off, by the way. Vidnabona is selling that off. But anyway, I don't want anybody claiming my video because of 41 seconds of video. And it's the same thing with the music. I don't understand how he gets away with it, but it's against the rules. I'm not doing it. Just not going to do it. I have a soft spot for Highlander Endgame, but I still get sad when McLeod dies in it. Spoiler! No, I'm kidding. Is Endgame set after the dodgy tear? Oh, see, I don't know anything about that stuff. Like the series, not watch the series. Why couldn't they put you under? There were certain things that they just putting you under is there's a level of danger that comes along with that. And there were things where one of the things that I told him was like, hey, if you're gonna do this test, it's called an enema test with a tube, right? If you're gonna do that again, you're gonna need to put me under. And they were like, yeah, no problem. And then it came down to it, and they were like, we gotta have to sign you these forms. We've got to call in this guy to do it. We've got to do all this. And I said, okay, fine, just do it. But I mean, I had holes in my intestines, right? So they had to do this stuff. And some of it, there just wasn't time. There wasn't time to do any of that stuff, to put me under or anything like that. But the thing is, that's what it is. I have a very, very high pain tolerance, but I still feel like I'm a wimp. But I guarantee you, there are big muscular guys that, skin their knee and they get all bent out of shape about it. And they act like a big baby. So it just happens. It's just one of those things. End game in the series. Okay, y'all are talking about that series. I remember watching the doctor sew up my finger when I almost lost it. I was just looking at my bones sticking out and all. Yeah, see, I don't like looking at that stuff. I can deal with the pain or the pinpricks or whatever. I can deal with all that. I just don't want to see it. I mean, when they were doing all the stuff on my stomach with my wound open and all that stuff, didn't want to look at it. I did look at it a couple times and it was just like, oh, okay. Just don't want to think about that. I just want to focus. What I would do is I would focus on the pain and I would turn it into, it was almost like, I know this is going to sound cheesy, but it was like, this pain is proof that I'm still alive. The fact that I'm feeling this intensely, is that a word? It proves that I'm still alive. So I would focus on that and just harness it. And then at a certain point, it peaks. The pain peaks at a certain level, and then it dies off. I don't know. Maybe I have really, really bad nerves. I don't know what it is. All I know is the pain would peak and then it would get better. And I would just try not to think about it or think about something else. But yeah, I think it's mostly for saved videos. I don't know what you mean by that, Ninjinzu. Oh. Yes, for saved videos. Yeah. Yeah, that's why he doesn't, like his streams, once you watch them, unless you've already watched it, it won't show up. That's part of the thing. But also, I've never watched one of the videos, like if I clicked on Billy or Jay's stream on Saturday night, it's in your history. Does it mute portions of the playback? I don't know. I don't know how that works. You were barely 8 years old when that happened. Wow. And yeah, he plays a lot of stuff. I get it. You can't have an archived live stream with copyrighted music. Highlander TV intro is legit awesome. Yeah. He plays it on a speaker and the mic picks it up, so it's not as clear, but he gets copyright messages and sometimes shutdowns. Oh, no, I know. I've been there. I've been there when that happens. It's just something I don't want to mess with. And I don't know. I just don't want to mess with it. And it's against the rules. And I've always been a follower of the rules. Guess I'm that guy, It was also, there were a couple of times when I had to pull them back a little bit on some ideas in the movie. It's like, yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's yeah. Yeah, we can't just show up and go filming. No, it's like against the law right now during the whole pandemic thing. It was like, yeah, we can't do that. And the actors aren't going to want to do that either. So we just got to have to wait. But anyway. Did I start getting sick all at once, or was it over the course of time? It was definitely over a period of years. It got worse and worse until By the way, did anybody see RGT 85's video about him getting sick? I hope he's doing better now. I hope he's doing, I mean, I don't know everything that's going on with him, but I hope that especially his blood pressure is back under control. I hope his heart's better and all that kind of stuff. But basically, I had a thing where my, what it was my doctors had said that it was prostatitis. And what it was an infection. Guess where? In my prostate. And it would basically make it really, really hard to pee. And usually they said that you see prostatitis in older men and they couldn't figure out why. And they said many cases of prostatitis, they don't know what causes it. And I'm like, the more I started looking into the thing, I'm like, there's got to be something that's, because it's definitely not my prostate that's the problem. It's getting infected. But if you think about your organs are all together, right? There's got to be an infection in there because it was always preceded by stomach pain. I would have really, really bad stomach pain. The stomach pain would go away. And then all of a sudden, my prostate, it would hurt to pee. Like it would feel like I was peeing razor blades. It was crazy. It hurt bad. And first they thought, oh, it's kidney stones. Oh, it wasn't kidney stones. Rufus, welcome. But yeah, it was basically something that was going on with my stomach. And part of it was diverticulitis, which basically, I'm just going to explain this. I'm not going to try to show it or anything like that because I'm talking about like pictures. You don't want to see that. Think of your intestines like pantyhose, okay? And they're straight, right? And they've kind of got these ridges. Well, what happens is some people like me and my dad also has diverticulitis or gets diverticulitis. There are portions of it that get a little, like maybe a little fold in it. And what happens is like seeds and stuff get stuck in there and it gets infected because it can't move past it. That's why they say, oh yeah, eat your greens and all that because it helps to clean out all of those little nooks and crannies, right? Well, what happened is I lost an extreme amount of weight in a very, very short amount of time. And what that did is it's part of the reason why the doctors will tell you don't lose weight too fast. You know, make sure that anytime that you go on a diet or anything like that, you consult a doctor. It's because as you lose weight, your intestines stay the same size, but your body cavity is shrinking. So I lost 65 pounds in 5 months. That is way too much weight. 15 pounds a month. That's a lot of freaking weight. Okay? Well, what happened is, this is what they told me. My intestines basically formed a kink in it like on a hose. And it ruptured and I went septic. So it was a very quick, and it was from popcorn, by the way, which is why if you ever hear me say devil corn, that's popcorn. Popcorn almost killed me, which is kind of weird. But anyway, so yeah, there were a lot of issues. I felt my heart rate went way up, and it's because of the infection in there. My heart rate went way up, and my blood pressure was like, it wasn't as high as 240 over whatever, 190 or whatever his was. It wasn't that high, but it was really, really high, and it felt like I was going to pass out. So I drove myself to an ER and had them look at me, and they said, you have to, or they first they thought that I had colon cancer. Great. Awesome. Took me to the hospital. And then over a period of time, I actually went septic in the hospital. If that happened while I was at home, I probably wouldn't have made it. But I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. And in those 3 weeks, I lost an additional 50 pounds in those 3 weeks. I shouldn't say that. I lost a lot of muscle and all that stuff, but I basically wasted away in a lot of ways. So October 2013, yeah, October 2013, I weighed 250 pounds, my heaviest that I've ever been. When I went into the hospital, I weighed 185 pounds. That was March of 2013. It was right before my birthday. By the time I got home, by the end of April, I weighed 135 pounds. So yeah, it was an immediate thing. But what happened is there were 3 surgeries that happened while I was there, and it just because I went septic, it was pain like I felt the amount of pain. I mean, they said it's been, you hear in movies, the most painful place to get shot is in the stomach, right? They said what you went through is like being shot in the stomach, and you were awake for it. I was awake for about 45 minutes before they got me into the operating room. It was nuts, man. It was unbelievable. It felt like I was on fire. Like my entire midsection was on fire, and I'm on the, seriously, just it was crazy, man. It was crazy. And I remember being, just like so in pain, and I look over at my dad sitting there. My wife is in another country when this happened. Can you imagine that, for work? But my dad's sitting there, and he is white as a sheet, and I had to stop and go, "Are you okay?" Because he looked bad. And he was just like he was completely freaked out, because I'm right there. I'm waiting to be wheeled into the operating room when he sees me like this. So it was rough, man. It was really, really rough. And got the colostomy bag, lost all my large intestine because it blew up basically. And yeah, it took 4 more surgeries to fix things. I had another issue where it leaked out the front of my stomach. That was not fun. Basically, intestinal stuff is bad. Okay? Real bad. And I almost died a couple times. But now I'm here. And everything's okay. The worst part of it now is because I don't have a large intestine. I don't have the storage that you folks have. So I go to the bathroom a lot because there's nowhere for it to just sit and absorb water and all that stuff. That's why I get dehydrated. I get dehydrated because I don't have a large intestine. It doesn't absorb the water that's in your system, is it? Right? Basically, there's a lot of side effects. And oh, by the way, I also have Crohn's disease. So, yeah. But I deal with it. And now I'm at a point where it rarely affects my normal day-to-day life. Sure, I go to the bathroom a lot, but that's it. That's how it goes. It's yeah, it was crazy. But I'm telling you, man, the fire there, man. Oh my God, dude. Like when somebody says, oh, that was really painful. I'm kind of like, I'm sitting there and I'm going, I don't want to be that guy and go, oh yeah, well, I don't do that. But I'm sitting there going, I probably felt the worst thing. I can't think of a thing that would be worse than that. I seriously can't. But I don't know. It was bad. But it took it, and also the other thing, which I don't talk about this a whole lot because it's, number one, it doesn't come up, but it's just a part of my life. It's just part of what happened. But you can see right there, that little dot right there. I had an IV in my arm for 17 months where I couldn't eat. all of my nutrition came through like a bag. It looked like a big bag of milk. It wasn't milk, but it looked like a big bag of milk. And it had to be intravenously fed into my bloodstream over a 10-hour period every day. So the only thing that I would typically eat is about 150 to 200 calories, like a little bitty 2-ounce thing of mashed potatoes for 17 months. And when it finally came out and I was able to, and most people didn't even know I had that. They didn't know I had it because what happens is you get this, it looks like a sock and it wraps around it. And so it just looks like you're wearing a sock or like a long, like almost like a, what do you call that? The under, anyway, it was rough, man. It was rough, but it's, that's a thing. And it was fun. It was crazy. And I survived that. See, that's all from you telling, just ask me, hey, was it, yeah. So yeah, it was really, really bad. And unfortunately, because it ruptured, it did so much damage that I almost died from infection. My white blood cell count was like 30 times I don't know what the actual number was, but it was ridiculously high. So it's basically I was having fevers. They were pumping me full of the antibiotics to get the infection down, plus the IV over a 2-week period. It was bad, man. It was bad. So yeah, lung collapse when I was in high school. I can relate. Jay removes the videos entirely now. Before that, the videos and songs would remain. I didn't realize that. I don't typically look through my library, so I can't see it. Highlander TV show on YouTube. Some dude has uploaded the whole lot. And yeah, RGT85 back home. Yes. And it's good to see that he's doing okay. I just, like I said, I mean, it's weird. There's a lot of people talking about young men and having heart attacks and all that stuff, but think about it. I know for me, it took a lot for me to want to go to the doctor, right? Part of it is this stupid macho like thing, where like it's, yeah, it's not that, oh, it's just a sniffle or it's just a headache or whatever. But the fact is, a lot of us, I'm talking about me here, it took a lot for me to want to go to the doctor. But what happened was, in this case, I could, and the thing was, that was the crazy thing, from 250 to 185, right? In 5 months doing mixed martial arts stuff. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. This is awesome, man. And I was so confident and, reading Bruce Lee and all this stuff. And I'm a new person, really. And then I do this and it completely changes my life. I'd already changed my life once. And then it completely changed it again. And it was like, okay, well, be like water, right? That's it. That's the only choice water has, is to change, to mold into the cup or the whatever. Be like water, but what Bruce Lee says. So I just roll with the punches. But I had my days when the worst part of it, man, you go through something that traumatic, the worst part is the mental part. Don't let anybody tell you that. I mean, the pain was bad. Trust me, the pain was bad. But it was nothing like the mental side was. Peter Steele of typo negative died from diverticulitis. Yeah, and in fact, wrestler that went to MMA, was a heavyweight, Brock Lesnar, had diverticulitis and came back from it. He probably had better doctors than I did. But do you want to eat popcorn now at the movie theater? I can eat popcorn now. It doesn't bother me. I don't have a large intestine for it to get stuck in anymore. Who cares? I had kinky intestines. That's it. Kind of ironic popcorn nearly killed you and you love movies so much. You know what's funny is I think that in my early 20s, my friends worked at a movie theater, and they would bring home big bags of that, right? And we would just sit there and eat it and watch movies. I'm wondering if I did damage over all those years and things continually would get stuck. You know what I mean? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. You drove to, the money, I don't even want to think about how much. It was in the hundreds of thousands of dollars that 3 weeks. It was expensive. Luckily, I had really, really good insurance for my wife. And yeah, very, very scary. Yeah, 50 pounds in a month and a half. I looked like a damn skeleton. And it was, I wonder if I have a picture from that. If I have a picture, I'll show you. It was bad, man. Man. You gotta skip all these movie pictures. Okay, wait. So this isn't the best picture, but you can see this is me December 2013. That's me. Oh, come on. Focus, man. Can you not focus on that? Yeah, that's me at I'd been working out for about 2 months. So that's not even me at my heaviest, but I had quite a gut, right? You can tell that's me. But then, let's see, this is February 2014, where I shaved my goatee off. I look like a different person. And then, okay, there's me in the, So this was June 2014. I was probably about 160 there. I can't find the picture with me in a shaved head. And I looked bad, dude. I looked bad. But yeah, yeah, it's kind of weird, man. I don't have any pictures of me before that. But yeah, man, yeah, it's kind of weird. Let's see. Normal white blood cell count is 911. I know that because they thought I had cancer too. Got checked every 6 months. My levels are always around 16. Wow. See, and mine was, I think, in the 20s. I think. I'd have to ask my dad. My dad kept like a log of every day. So, and thank you for I'm glad I'm still with you guys. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Now that I have a child, they will always be babies to parents, no matter how old. Oh yeah, for sure. If I even taste a Taki chip, my stomach goes insane. I think I have some bad issues. Yeah, you could probably just have some like stomach acid reflux type stuff. Mine was, and the thing is I'd had the Crohn's. I had mild Crohn's my entire life. When I started taking medication for Crohn's, oh, and by the way, you can see all the scarring on my face, which, I mean, most people probably don't care, but like you can see the scarring in my face there. That's all from with the Crohn's disease. After all the flare-ups from, all the basically the infection in my body went nuts, and I started breaking out like crazy. And it's because your body's trying to get rid of this stuff, and it just throws your whole immune system into a wreck. So yeah, I'm relatively clear. I think I have one there. But you know what I'm saying? It's just, random here and there now. But dude, I didn't realize how much pain I was already in, or I had been in my entire life. Like every time I would eat, I'd have stomach aches, have to go to the bathroom and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't realize how much pain I'd been in my entire life, because once I started taking the Crohn's medication, suddenly I was like, oh my God, this is what it feels like to not have pain. Wow. It's really strange. But that's what happened. And that's probably what happened to RGT85. Is he had high blood pressure for such a long time that he probably just learned to live with it and thought, oh, this is what being, getting older feels like or whatever. But that's not normal. So it's a weird thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth or anything like that, but that's my guess is that's what it sounds like, because he'd been dealing with a lot of issues for a long time and just thought it was, oh, headaches, this or whatever. And that's what scares me about, all of these, let's just say that we've had some deaths in our community, shared with Billy and Jay's community. I think it's been 5 people in the last year. And I mean, some people always want to point at, things like, the vaccination or whatever. But no, I think a lot of it comes down to, look, I know I was guilty of it, burning the candle at both ends. And then one day you realize, oh my God, I'm really sick. I think a lot of us we probably should have gone to the doctor a long time ago. So I'm just saying, I get it when you say that you don't trust doctors, or when someone says they don't trust doctors, I get that. But they saved my life. I mean, it was rough, man. It was a rough go. 3 years of recovery, and my whole life got turned upside down. But and my wife, holy crap, she's a damn saint. She helped do this every night, because she had to. What happened is, it comes in these, like I said, in these big white bags, these big white poly bags, right? But then all of the vitamins, they lose effect if they're, once the medication is open, it loses effect. So what she had to do is she had to get all that and put it in the bag and mix up the bag. Before then, she has to connect it, make sure there's no air bubbles to kill me every single night. And she had to deal with it, the pressure that she could possibly kill her own husband. If there was any question in my mind that woman loved me, it's gone now. She's a damn saint. That's all I gotta say on that. Got plenty of other things to say though. There's no real timeline to go by since, though you're talking about that Highlander thing. My level is always around 16. That's crazy, man. Highlander series, terrifying. Yes, Rufus. Man, my God. Oh, this is crazy, man. It's amazing what I've been through, but at the same time, I don't talk about it very much because I don't want to bore people. And it's all interesting to me because I really got into the science behind it. I'm like, oh, that's what happened. And then, okay, just think about this. You almost died multiple times. Now I'm literally half the man I used to be. I mean, seriously, I lost half my body weight in 6-7 months. I'm sitting there and I'm going, I almost died from eating popcorn. And then you're thinking about all the things that could have happened differently. What would have happened if I hadn't eaten the popcorn? What would have happened if I would have just went to sleep that night? What if what if this? What if that? And you go insane with all that. But I think it's super interesting because I wanted to know why. What was it that I did that got to this point? Because I felt like this was definitely my fault. I mean, yeah, you can say, well, how would you know that eating popcorn would kill you? I didn't. But it's one of those things where at least I knew. And I knew what happened. So, movie pictures. Pavlov is going to be on PS4 too. I don't know what that means. You know, he's showing their age. Bruce Campbell. Just watched a video with him being interviewed. Yeah, he is starting to look old. 64. It's not bad. You look sickly in the 160 pick. I was actually feeling really good in those. That was a couple of days before I went back to work. So I went back to work with a colostomy bag. It's crazy. You lost too much weight. Yeah. Yeah, I did. But the thing is you lose that, any diet, man. You gotta, my problem was I wasn't taking in enough calories for how much I was working out. I was working out really, really hard. You know, the MMA stuff I was doing, the plyometrics and all that kind of stuff. I was really, really working my body hard, but then wasn't eating enough calories to kind of counteract and build back muscle and stuff like that. I probably could have been in better shape if I had lost weight slower, but I didn't. And that's the mistake. You're like a chameleon. You look like a different person every picture, right? And it really was. It was, I went through a bunch of changes, you know? Yeah, this one in particular, to me, I look like a different person. I don't look like that person. Other than the Tool shirt, I don't really look like that guy. But anyway, it's funny. Have you ever seen that? I know this is not Christmas related or a Christmas show, but these are elves. They're making snow. They're very good at it. Although on some days the snow comes out better than others. They are fed twice a week and do not get to see their families. One elf tried to escape this morning, but he was shot in the head. They shot him in the fucking head. I found that online and seriously was crying. I was laughing so hard. I just saved it. I'm trying to find another picture that's oh, isn't this the picture? Yeah, you can even see, if you can see, isn't that the picture that's on Discord? Yeah, you can see all of the, like, all of me breaking out and stuff in that one. When was that? That was October 2015. So that was in between surgeries. No dick pics, please. Don't worry. They're not on this phone. Oh, and this one is really interesting. So this is December 2015. That was like 2 weeks before my big, like I had another problem and had to go back into the hospital for like 2 more weeks. I spent 2 months total in the hospital. But you can see that's probably the thinnest I was. I don't know. It is kind of weird though. I do look different. Oh, this is after all those surgeries with my shaved head. I look pretty sick there. But yeah, you can definitely tell just in the shape of my face, I have more weight. But anyway, sorry. Did marijuana help you heal? No. Because it's not legal in this state. I really wish it had been though. There's a reason she's your wife. It's that their love. Yeah, but man, there are people that have been married for years and years and years that love each other very much that couldn't do the stuff that she did and couldn't go through the stuff that she did. She was basically my nurse for a lot of time and had to work from home and all that stuff. Had to come in. She said there were some times when she would come in here and I would be breathing so shallow that she thought I was dead. So she was constant. I mean, the amount of stress that she was under. It's, I always think about what I went through, but very rarely think about it from her perspective. And it's what she went through is insane too. And she's an amazing person. No one would ever love me enough to do all that. I didn't think it was possible. And that's the thing, is that a lot of people get, oh, your story is inspiring and all that. And I said, yeah, but I had a lot of support. A lot of support. I had some great, absolutely great nurses. The guy that used to come here twice a week to he would draw blood on Mondays, and then do all the other stuff, check blood pressure, get me up, walk around, and all that kind of stuff. That guy was like, wow, that guy was amazing. Name of Syriac, was his name. I think he was Palestinian, but he was amazing. He was amazing. And he even contacted me multiple times after we were done. Just an amazing guy. The dietitian, which I haven't spoken with her for a long time because, she's not getting paid, right? But she came to see me in the hospital. She says, your story, your attitude is infectious. And she was saying that what I should do is, you should do seminars on recovery and on grief and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm up for that. But she goes, you're really good at telling stories and you're really good at talking and all that stuff. She goes, you need to be doing something like that. So now I'm doing Order 42. I turned it into something else. So I was like, the thing is I didn't want to be defined by my pain. I didn't want to be defined by my, what do you call it? By my diseases and illnesses and all the shit that I've been through. I wanted to be defined by who I was as a person. I wanted to talk about movies. That's what I love. I love my movies. So I'd rather be defined by that and be judged on that rather than judged on. You guys are different though. You guys are like almost like you're getting to that point where if you come here enough, you're almost like family. You're almost like friends and family, right? And you come into this group, this tornado that Billy and Jay, you know what I mean? You get swept into that, and suddenly you're following all these people and you're talking with them in stream and stuff like that. It becomes a different thing. So you guys are different, but for the world out there, I want to be judged on. Oh man, he said some really interesting things about that movie. I like that. That's what I'm going to be judged on, not on how much I avoided death. Barely. But yes, I avoided it. I thought that, dude, seriously, it's just the way it tells the story. You think, oh, this is kind of cute. And then it just gets really dark really fast and it just cracked me up. That picture looks like the actor who would play you in a biofilm, right? It really does. It looks like a different person. I didn't see that, Ricky. Yeah, and don't speak for me, Phil. Damn, you look like the Grim Reaper was calling. I went through some bad shit. And the thing is, and this is one of those things where I don't talk about it very much. I think I might have said this on one stream somewhere. But there's a part, when you hear bad news, it was always like, okay, well, we'll get past it. I got to. There's no choice. Like when they told me I had colon cancer, which I didn't, but when they told me that, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to deal with that. And then when they said, okay, you're going to have a colostomy bag, I was like, okay, I can deal with that. And I think it was the second to last surgery I had. They said, okay, you're going to have to go on the TPN, which is the whatever, and you're not going to be able to eat. This is basically telling me how things are going to work. And I could feel myself give up. And I could feel myself like I can feel that anguish, and it's mental, right? But you can feel this idea that I could just give up and not deal with all this, right? Let's just give up, right? And I could feel, it was weird. It was almost like the volume, like it's like a volume knob. The way that I felt, everything started to dim. And I felt like I was just like shriveling. And then I got mad. I got really angry with myself. And I said, some voice in my head. I mean, some people say that might be God. Okay. But they, like, how dare you? How dare you even think that way? Because what it was I had to get up. It was after they had broken this news, right? And it was like, okay, I got to get up out of this bed and walk around, do my exercise, right? I was like, I don't want to do it. And I just could feel myself and then it was like a jolt that was like, you can't give up. There's nothing, dude. You got shit left to do. And I hopped out of that bed like I was just nobody, like nothing was wrong. Like I hadn't just had surgery. And I felt pain, but I was on my feet. And I said, okay, let's do it. Let's do the thing. So in a lot of ways, I know Adam's probably long gone, but he's probably like, okay, this guy talks a lot and I got things to do. But one of the things about the do the thing was there was a thing that the workout that I used to do every day, one of the things that he said was you get better every day. He said, you start with a kick that's waist level. Next thing you know, you're going to be able to kick at, up here, but chest level. Then you're going to be able to kick at shoulder level. Then you're going to be able to, kick higher and higher. I was able to kick like a foot above my head at that point. And it was this thing that just stuck in my head. It's just, yeah, you're not going to it's not just going to happen, but you get better every day. And if you can get better every day, even those incremental changes will add up to something it makes sense, right? But it's one of the things that kept me going. As long as I can get better every day, then one day I'll be okay. So do the thing was, don't give up, do the thing. Which is why the Adventures in Game Chasing movie was so important to me. The idea of never give up, which is kind of a sub-theme, that idea was really important to me. So there you go. Anyway. Through sickness and whatever else that quote is. I'm sorry, I'm so behind. I wish I could catch Billy and Jay streams more. I'm always working when they stream or I'm out. Yeah, they stream too late for me a lot of times. Like I'm in the middle of doing something or, wife things, we're out doing stuff. And then I get home and I'm like, I don't want to jump in chat right now. I'm just going to chill out and zone out and watch a movie and go to bed. You know what I mean? I watch you more than other channels these days. Well, Rufus, thank you, sir. It really, seriously, it means a lot that you guys are just hanging out, and I love that. Like, I just love it. I just love that we have a community of people that we enjoy being around each other. We enjoy talking with each other. It's fun. It's awesome. It's really, really awesome. And I appreciate you guys being here. And you know I do. Because you know I tell the truth. Yeah, I tell the truth. Stupid game chasers, love them even though they're chodes. They are. Rob is my most watched streamer. Yeah. And thank you. Seriously, thank you guys. As the amazing Tim Allen said, never give up, never surrender. I mean, all right. Do the thong. Yeah. What's done is done. What's gone is gone. One of life's lessons is always moving on. It's okay to look back to see how far you've come, but keep moving forward. I mean, that's really it. Which, in a way, for me, is kind of why the nostalgia stuff doesn't mean as much to me. Because literally, 2013 seems like another person. It doesn't even seem like me. And going back even further, it's so far removed from who I am today that it's part of the reason why nostalgia doesn't work for me the same as it works for other people, right? It's probably another reason why something like The Last Jedi probably worked on me better than it worked on other people. You had a guy who went through some really traumatic shit and picked himself up and became the most powerful example of what a Jedi can be by the end. It was awesome to see my hero dust himself off and said, I gotta go do this thing. And then some people are saying, well, he didn't really do anything. Okay. I'm just saying it meant a lot to me, which is why, and the nostalgia, I didn't care. I didn't care about it. Tell me a story today. Don't just repeat what you've done before. Tell me a story. But anyway. If you can get one free unlimited permit to film in any city in the country, where would you film your next movie? Oh my God. It depends on the movie. But if it's, I mean, one of the big cities, right? Chicago, New York would probably be, because you've got so much to choose from, right? Probably New York, but I don't know. That's tough. Dick thongs, is that a thing? I can't even picture that. We love your brother. You're honestly killing it. Proud of you. Thank you, Rufus. And Ray, thank you. I mean, look, again, thank you guys, period. You just don't understand what it means to me that I have any kind of following at all. But if I was filming, then I would say New York because I love it. Yeah, I think I say New York because there's so many different, it's almost like Star Wars is all on, it's all filmed on Earth, but there's so many different ways that you can show off different sort of planets using different climates and everything. New York is so large, there's so many different ways that you could tell a story in the city, but I don't know. I would probably say New York too. Luke is the greatest Jedi of all the times. I mean, he is good. We always end up talking about The Last Jedi. I know. But I'm just saying, but it's also why I don't play a lot of those older games. That's really the point that I was trying to make. Is because that's the past. I've been there. I did that. What can you show me today? You know what I mean? And it's a different sort of thought process, right? And since I had shed so much, like I feel like I seriously think that the 2013 guy is like a totally different person. Like I can't even imagine the way that I thought back then. Yeah, it's hard for me to do that. So nostalgia doesn't work for me the same way. But anyway. Game Chasers 2, Chodes lost in New York. Well, I don't think it's going to be a direct sequel. Just saying. So many different places in New York and they can all look so different. Yeah, that's exactly Exactly. The new Scream movie set in New York, the trailer is out. I saw that it was out. I didn't watch it because I'm just not a big Scream fan. Like when Leon was here, he made me watch. I say he made me watch, but he suggested that we watch one of the Scream movies, and I was like, yeah, it's good. It's fine. Didn't piss me off. I wouldn't have chosen to watch that, but hey, it's just not. Most horror movies are just not for me. Doesn't mean that I don't like horror movies. It just means that most horror movies just don't hit the mark for me. But yeah, couldn't get into Scream after the first one, but man, they keep going. Yeah, I really enjoyed the first one, but then I think I watched half of the second one. Was like, okay, this isn't for me. Have Jay have a fit at Yankee Stadium. I was thinking Chicago, though, seriously, just because Chicago is a cool looking city, but I said it once and we'll say it 1,000 times. The Last Jedi sucks, but if you like it, then excellent. I keep bringing it up, and I'm sorry, but it's just one of those things where it reminded me of a conversation that I was having with, I think I told this story too, but it was with Billy and Jay and Wood and Jim, and Scott was there. And it was like I remember Wood going, so do you even like Star Wars? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, like the old ones? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, like all of them? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, but you still like The Last Jedi? And I'm like, yeah. I like but it's also, I don't want to get into it, but it was really funny. It was almost like an intervention, and it was kind of adorable, that they were all trying to talk me out of liking the movie, but I also like things that there's plenty of movies that I like that a lot of people don't like, or people in my age group and my friends don't like. My wife doesn't like. So Chicago is nice. My aunt lived in Rockford. See, I've never been to Chicago. I've been by New York. I never went. We didn't make it into New York, all the way into New York City proper. But yeah, I've never been to Chicago. I would like to, though, and just from the look of it, I think it would make an interesting backdrop for a movie. I mean, all the Batman, Christopher Nolan movies were shot in Chicago, but I don't know. I like all Star Wars and The Last Jedi, but I also love all the Fast movies except number 2. Oh, I'll tell you, I watched The Street Fighter last night. That wasn't great. But then I watched Drunken Master and was like, how have I not seen this movie? This movie's awesome. Jackie Chan's amazing. The Street Fighter with Sonny Chiba. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's absolutely true. You get me talking about Last Jedi, it'll happen. But the thing is I've said before, I'm getting to the point where I don't like talking about Star Wars because I don't like all the name call, and I'm not talking about you guys. You guys have always been very, very cool. But no, I'm talking about like, it's just like I don't want to talk about it on stream, or not on stream. I don't want to talk about it in a video or anything like that, because I know there's going to be people that are like, oh, let's do it. And then it's just going to become a fight. And then there's going to be name calling, cats and dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. But you know what I mean? It's just like, it's going to happen. So I just don't want to talk about it. And I'm just, and like, what, a week ago or whatever, when the woke stuff is really getting on my nerves. Like, oh, I don't like that thing, so it's woke. And I'm like, what? Why can't they have a thing? Yeah, but it's all the thing. No, it's not. There's been a lot of stuff over the years. They got that character over there that's Yeah, sure. But I don't know. I don't want to talk about that stuff. Dallas is a kind of cool looking city too. Never been there though. Mm, it is cool looking, but being in it feels gross. I don't like being in Dallas. Just not my thing. Outside of Dallas, even just a couple of miles outside of Dallas, not bad. But no, Fort Worth is to me so much cooler. But it's not as big or, or as or what do you call it? As famous, I guess. Solo's the best Star Wars movie. I enjoyed the movie more than I thought I was going to. Me too. I watched Drunken Master 1, 1978, Jackie Chan. It was amazing. I was like sitting there going, dude, now I finally understand why Game Dave loves Jackie Chan so much. I mean, I like Jackie Chan, but I've never seen him doing stuff like that. That was his ability. His abilities in that movie were just ridiculous. And it was very, very impressive, especially coming off the Street Fighter. Because the Street Fighter, the fighting looks, I'm just going to say it. It looks shabby. And it was actually, I appreciated the movie more. I'm talking about the Street Fighter. I appreciated the Street Fighter more after seeing the interview with Sonny Chiba, which was filmed in 2019, I believe. Incidentally, he died of complications from COVID 2021, I believe. So it was sad to see that. But it also made me appreciate his work more and all the things that he was against in that movie. Do you know it was rated X? It's rated X before. It's kind of interesting. But you think they will make it so that Anna survives and there's another movie? No, it's... In fact, Diego Luna did an interview just the other day where he said season 2 is basically the beginning of Rogue One. So, yeah, Andor will be done unless they go back further, which I really hope they don't. But it's supposed to link up with Rogue One. An Ewok movie, we had Ewok movies. We're good. Dallas is definitely meh. I know it sucks because 8-Bit Eric is getting into the woke stuff now too. Well, I mean, but he's also riding a wave. It's not a wave that I would ride, but I also don't have to watch those videos either. That's just how I feel about it. New York City is nasty too. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure. Well, do you listen to Dimmu I don't even know what that is. I lived in Adam, welcome. I lived in Longview, Texas for a short season. Longview. I don't think I've ever been there. I mean, Texas is a big place, but I don't know if I've ever been there. I might have been through there, but I don't think I've ever spent any time there. Glad to see you're still here, Adam. Hope you're doing okay. Bloodthirsty Ewoks lopping off heads and playing their victims' skulls. Yeah. But Jackie Chan, man, I was seriously blown away by that movie. Like, to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to be watching a lot of Jackie Chan movies coming up. Melvor has an intense hatred for Solo. When you're ready to have that conference chat in Discord, maybe invite him to talk Star Wars. That's all it would be. I don't know if I'd want to do that. Do that as a separate thing, you know? I got an ounce of weed today that I am smoking. Good for you. Kind of wish that. I mean, just saying. See, now I can't. Now it would just be recreational because I don't have any pain anymore. But agree to disagree with Melvor. Badass Magnus, have fun. Yeah. But yeah, I also disagree with Melvor. But there's a lot of nostalgia that is informing his opinions too. So And I get it. And that's fine. Jackie gets the living shit beat out of him on both the drunken master and the young master. Dude, seriously, what I'm doing is I'm gonna be seriously going through rankings and stuff like that. I'm gonna watch a ton of Jackie Chan over the next few months. He's a grifter. Each side uses their appointed phrases and words at the prescribed time. I think I know what if you're talking about the woke stuff, yeah, I get it. But again, it doesn't interest me. Somebody who doesn't like something, they can try to prescribe it. Like you said, they can try to say the right words at the right time to elicit a response. For me, it's like it's just like anything. Oh my God, the freaking what do you call it? What's the freaking the Kardashians is on. Okay, I'm not gonna watch it. I don't want them all to die, or I don't want them all to lose their whatever. I don't care. If you don't like something, just move on. Just go over here and go, okay, you do what you... Here's the thing. There's so many times that people get so bent out of shape because they can't control someone else. They can't control something. Oh, I grew up with Star Wars and it was always like this. Well, times have changed. Now it's like this. There are multiple elements to Star Wars now. There's a whole group over here that's doing stuff that doesn't have anything to do with me. But you know what? That's fine. And then they're on the other side of it. They're doing stuff that's like super not for me. I'm talking about like all the really, really kiddie stuff. I'm not irritated that that's not for me. Just look at it that way. Or, you know what? Some people like blondes. Some people like brunettes. Some people like redheads. Some people like, what's her face? Name any hot chick. There's somebody that doesn't like her. Or hot guy, even. Not Hawkeye. Name any hot guy. There's going to be some woman that goes, yeah, he looks like a foot. Or something, you know? Different tastes drive different, all kinds of things. Did you get mad because there weren't enough white people in Nope? No. If you don't want to watch the movie, don't watch it. That's the way I look at it. But anyway, we're getting too heavy. I mean, it is getting late, but Longview's in East Texas, 45 minutes west of Shreveport and about 2 hours from Dallas. It's a small town. Yeah, I've probably been through it then. Shame his views not for me. His channel has fizzled out a bit. Good luck to him, but nope. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing though. I mean, I don't know. I might do some videos that might not be like that, but to me, that's totally not in the gaming space. I don't understand what's going on there. But he must be getting attention from it, and that, you know, there's a lot of people will do a thing because it's getting views and getting attention. For me, I don't give a shit about attention. I want to do the thing that I'm here to do, which is talking about movies and things I like. And if somebody doesn't like that, that's fine. I'm not for everybody, but that's what I'm going to continue to do. So, Police Story is Jackie's best, and that's, I mean, I own that. So but I don't have, and they just apparently Eureka released a 4K trilogy of that, like a special edition set. I'm like, damn it! I bought the Police Story and Police Story 2 Criterion Edition because that was what was available here in the United States. Eureka released that in the UK, but they're region free. If I would have known about that, I would have just bought that because it includes Police Story 2, and Super Cop. Now I have to buy Super Cop separately. So it's just, but anyway, just in case you're in the market, there is a Eureka film set of the 3 Police Story movies for I think $61, 61 pounds. So I mean, you have to do some whatever. But yeah, I want that. But now I don't really need it. I have the 2 Blu-ray, which I don't think there's going to be a big enough difference for me to try to sell that and then get that. You know what I mean? So anyway. Listening to your story, love to see where you've been through because I can see who it has made you. I mean, Adam, you're right. And that's the thing. We're all a product of our environment and what we've been through. And as bad as it was, I like who I am now. And I'm comfortable with who I am now. So yeah, I appreciate that. It's really what kind of drives me is, okay, what haven't I done that I want to do? Because now it feels like it's all borrowed time. Because 30 years ago, if that would have happened, dead. I'd be one of those, oh, he was only 37. He was only 37 years old. And, it's such a shame. Let's all move on with our lives. That didn't happen. I survived it. So now it's all bonus time. It's you had so much time on the clock and you made it through the gate before the time went over. And so now you've got this extra time. So what do you do with it? I don't know why I turned that into a video game racing reference. But anyway, there you go. You want to see a different side of Jackie Chan? Look up The Protector. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them I've seen, but it's been a long time. So I'm going to be catching up on a lot of ones that I've probably already seen before, but I knew that I hadn't seen Drunken Master because that one was super impressive and I'd never seen Jackie Chan do stuff like that before. I'd seen, all the ones that came out in America, Rumble in the Bronx from then on pretty much. I think I've seen almost all of them, but yeah, I'm going to be watching 1 through 8. There's 8 Police Story movies. Jeez. I like Jackie Chan's Meals on Wheels, Twinkle Twinkle Little, and Lucky Stars. Don't know any of those. I really enjoyed New Police Story from 2004 and Police Story Lockdown from 2013. All right. That's a lot. I hate Scarlett Johansson. She has an air of arrogance about her that I can't stand, but I love Showgirls and everyone hates that movie. Yeah. Yeah, your opinions are, but see, that's the thing. You might look at mine and go, what the hell? Your opinions are way all over the place. There you go. You have that Eureka box set, you son of a... No, I'm kidding. Police Story 2 is not as good, but the ending fight at the mine silo is incredible. All right. I mean, dude, I'm looking forward to all of Jackie Chan movies and watching them with a newfound appreciation. That's for sure. Haven't had a Dutch oven by Jay. Yeah. Mickey Rourke says there's no way in hell Alec Baldwin should be blamed for Rust's death. Most actors don't know anything about guns. And Mickey Rourke has also been punched in the head too many times. But see, here's the thing, though. The way that I look at it is that there are a lot of people, like I said, there are a lot of people to blame. At first, before I understood what gun safety was, I could say, yeah, there's no way he should be held responsible. But there's definitely a difference, especially for someone who's been around guns his whole career. I don't understand how I don't know. The whole thing, like I said, I can sit here and comment all day long on, oh, maybe this should happen or this should happen. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I think. It really doesn't matter what I think. Because a jury's going to, figure that out. That's not my job. But anyway, my only, like I said, I want to talk about it again when the sentencing or whatever happens. It's just different hearing Jackie cuss in The Protector, like when he's all, give me the, oh my gosh, no. I don't know if, I can't remember if I've seen that. The Wrestler was a messed up movie. That was a sad movie. Yeah. That incident reminds me of Brandon Lee. I know. Well, that one's a different story. That was from a projectile that got stuck. And then it got ejected incorrectly. And it ended up killing him. This was a situation when there was live ammo and a gun that's supposed to be used on a movie set. Because people were effing around with guns when no one was around. You know, like shooting guns. None of that shit should have happened. So there's a lot of people at fault. Not just Alec Baldwin, but the assistant director, who also ended up being wounded. There's the armorer. There's the producers. There's anyone that was allowed on that set that was near those guns that shouldn't have been. There's just a lot of things, man. There's a lot of things wrong with that whole incident. But he might not have thought it was a real gun, thought it was a prop gun. I mean, dude, like I said, that's where you kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what the prop gun, I've never had a prop gun in my hand. I've had real guns in my hand, but I've never had a prop gun. But one of the things, it was a really, like, I was like, okay, I don't think I could have said it or thought it any better. When he's, there was someone talking about it on a thread in Reddit. I wonder if it's still, God, that was terrible. That was a terrible joke. Okay, I don't know where that sucks. There was a really good comment. I don't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But basically it was like, you should always check your gun. You should never point anything resembling a gun in anything that you don't think will get destroyed. There was a lot of things that made me go, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But I don't know, man. And the thing is, this is something that I saw firsthand. It happens with actors. I saw it happen during the movie where there were things that they were completely oblivious to because they were so in the moment and concentrating on something so hard that they weren't thinking about their surroundings. They weren't thinking about, you know what I mean? And in that, I could kind of see, but again, it's not up to me. But yeah. Cursed Films is such a great series. Yeah, if that's the one that the Twilight Zone movie, oh my God. I watched a video on that about 5 years ago, I think. And it is the unedited, here's the raw footage. It is messed up. And yeah, The Crow, I watched The Crow not too long ago. I watched parts of it. It is really, really good. It's weird how I never realized how easy it is to spot the stand-ins and how to spot the effect shots with Brandon Lee. Because maybe it's because 1080p looks better and all that kind of stuff, and maybe it's blown up on a 77-inch screen, but I can see the difference. The black levels are different versus what's the shot and the superimposed scene or shot of Brandon Lee walking into this room or whatever. You can really, really see it. It's not in 4K yet, but I'm talking about 1080p. It still looks good. But it's really obvious when there's a stand-in, or it's like, oh, that's interesting. You never really get a clear shot of his face, and it's all from the back. That's clearly the stand-in, right? So, but Magnus, have a good night, sir. Thanks for being here. The poltergeist stuff is creepy. It's not necessarily cursed, but it's definitely creepy. And she had some sort of intestinal thing. Heather O'Rourke. Exorcist movie. I have no idea how you can mix a prop with a real one, and he messed with both. That's another one. But yeah, you can watch that Twilight Zone accident in full on YouTube. Horrific stuff. Would not recommend. Yeah, it really is messed up. Really messed up stuff. Yeah, I mean, and it's just sad, you know? It's sad that that happened. And what it was, hearing about the aftermath of it really kind of turned my stomach, thinking about the director too. I'm having trouble coming up with his name right at the moment. I mean, I have American Werewolf in London over here. And then it turns out his son did some crazy stuff too. Like some really, really bad sexual harassment stuff or whatever. Not to mention Close Calls. Michael J. Fox was actually being hanged in 3. John Landis, thank you. Yes. Yeah, I mean, again, reading some of that stuff that kind of glossed over. I mean, if you know anything about that Twilight Zone accident, the more you read about it, the more it kind of tarnishes your view of John Landis a little bit. But his son got in trouble recently too, and I can't remember the whole thing there. But Dominic Dunn, the asshole boyfriend, old boyfriend, strangled her. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff that happened. Well, really, it's her. It's Heather O'Rourke, the little girl. There's can't remember his name in the movie, but he was the God is in his holy temple. But he was freaking old. And then the Indian guy, who was also in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I'm sorry, Native American guy. I don't know why I said that. I can't remember. Max Landis, yeah. Green, no? But you know what I mean? It's like, it's one of those things that, you know, for whatever reason, I just thought of it that way. It's kind of funny. Totally not Indian, you know? It just doesn't make sense. The whole idea, especially when you learn it, it's like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's the funniest thing is when Louis C.K. was talking about it. It's like, it's a joke, but he's like, finally, we've come here. We're in India. And he goes, no, dude, this is America. He goes, no, you're Indians, right? No, dude, we're Americans. Ah, you're Indians. You know, just like stuff like that. It's just funny. And he does a much better job because he's a professional comedian. By the way, I know that there's a lot of people that don't care for Louis C.K. and maybe didn't before all of the stuff came out about him. But I, to this day, think he's one of the best comedians of all time. And I don't like what happened, but it's also none of my business. But anyway, he's got a live thing coming up. January 28th, I think, where it's you buy a ticket like you're going to a show or something. Yeah, that might be interesting. But is Louis C.K. now forgiven? Didn't some stuff happen to him? I mean, yeah, but the thing that I don't, and again, I don't want to get into too far into this because it's getting late and it's time to quit talking for a while. But What he did was bad, but not anywhere close to, like people keep saying Louis C.K. and Bill Cosby in the same sentence. And it's like, dude, there are levels, okay? He sort of took advantage of a situation by asking a woman if he could masturbate in front of her. Maybe not the best thing to do. Took advantage of his situation as a star against somebody who probably, had young person in the career and all that stuff. She said yes. And then he did it. And then they basically said, yeah, he took advantage of a situation. And yeah, I think it's like, what? I don't know. No, none of that should have happened. But that's nothing like what Weinstein did. And it's nothing like what Bill Cosby did. You know what I mean? There's a big difference. He lost his show. He lost the movie that he had financed. There's a lot of things that he lost out on because of this situation. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying that I don't think that you get to say, okay, you can no longer have a career. Anyway, Rob, have a good night. Help you finish soon. Don't stay on too long. Phil, I think I am done. It is late, man. It is late and my voice is starting to go. But not bad for an impromptu stream. We just chilled out, had some good times, had some laughter. This was fun. And let's all hope that everything is okay with Game Dave. Let's hope everything's okay with Game Dave. It's the whole only reason why I streamed tonight. Well, that and Adam Long suggesting that I should go live. But let's hope that Game Dave, in fact, here we go. Bam. That is Game Dave's YouTube channel. And that is his Twitch channel. Dave is a wonderful man. Okay. To me, he's one of the funniest people I've ever met. And I think he does great content. He does a stream every Thursday night, 9 p.m., 8 Eastern. I'm sorry, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. Every Thursday night. So he couldn't stream tonight. That's why I'm here. And that's why we were here tonight. So my suggestion is go ahead and give him a follow over there on Twitch if you have a Twitch account. If not, subscribe to him if you haven't subbed to him over on YouTube. I think he does insanely good videos. Very fun. And I just love the guy and I want to support him. And I hope everything's okay with him and his family. So there you go. But thank you. Thank you everybody for being here. Not Gary, Ninjinzu, Carbonite, Wraith, Ricky, Rufus, who's saying who forgot to like. It's okay. It's no big deal. But thank you all, seriously. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out. Appreciate it so much. Again, I mean, how much do I say? I'm not Gary. Thank you for that super chat earlier. I really, really appreciate that. As I've always said, it's not necessary, but super appreciated. I really do appreciate it. So thank you for that. But thank all of you for being here. And yeah, I guess we'll see you on Monday for some video. I got to figure out what I'm going to do for Monday. There's a couple ideas. Got to figure out what I'm going to do. And then, of course, we'll see you back here Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. So you guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you then. Bye.